I just recently heard about this, and apparently GameStop is shutting down. They're closing 150 stores, and more GameStop stores can be possibly closed. I remember GameStop, it used to be called Funkoland, but they changed the name to GameStop. Anyways, I used to be a GameStop customer, but not anymore. I now buy my fucking shit from Amazon. I'm so fucking happy about this. Fuck GameStop. I'll post the link in the bottom if you want to read the full article. This is a message to all my subscribers. If you're subscribed to me because you want reviews, I don't care. I don't give a shit. I am not gonna do any more reviews. I tried being entertaining. I tried making people laugh. I failed miserably. If you want reviews, go subscribe to somebody else's channel.
Okay, all ready to go? Let's get started! I'll start the game.
Welcome Welcome, everyone! Welcome to the return of the cool stream!
Oh my god!
He back at it. Cooking again. How's it going, everyone? I'm Hikiko. Welcome. I got some purple and gold lighting here. To be in theme, everything is purple and gold. For Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. Let's go. I'm playing it on the Steam Deck. Why do I play it on the Steam Deck? Because I think it's good to have a separate thing to capture. Because if I'm running everything on my PC, all sorts of chaos breaks out. And plus, if you're like looking to get a Steam Deck, this is like, you know, a good barometer for you. Like, to see, it actually plays pretty well. It's really well optimized for the deck. Welcome, everyone. Wow. 23 people. 23 skidoo in chat here. Let me go through and greet you all before we get into this. Also, I'm going to, load into the game. Here's the thing. Sega, I have a bad history with Sega and streaming Yakuza games. One of the first streams I ever did on the channel is lost to time. I streamed Yakuza Dead Souls, if you can believe it. If you can believe it. I streamed Yakuza Dead Souls, and Sega threw copyright strikes, not just like, you know, your DMCA, whatever, straight up striked my channel and prevented me from live streaming. It was like a very sour impression. I didn't want to stream Yakuza games, and I couldn't stream. Like, they, when you get a strike on your channel, they put some limitations on there, so... and Yakuza Dead Souls, out of all the games, what are they trying to hide? Now they're definitely trying to hide it. It's one of the only games that have avoided remaster treatment out of the Yakuza series. Okay, so we got all sorts of people in here. Sinus, is it good? Yeah, it's good. Talking about Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. It's called Pirates in Hawaii on this menu screen. I wonder if that's some sort of, like, you know, temporary graphic. We got Pepper is going insane. Can you hear her out there? She's so lonely. Should I let her in? Should I let Pepper in? We're going to leave it to chat.
Okay, throw me some numbers.
1 in chat if I let Pepper in. 2 in chat if she just stays outside. 1 in chat if I let my cat Pepper in. 2 in chat. She can just moan outside the door. We'll get that little ASMR of my cat moaning outside the door. All right. What do we got here? Hey, what's up, Kirk? What's up, Rumple Foreskin? Gabriel. We have MD Chaos in here. Dead Souls deserves a new re-release, especially since the frame rate would be improved. Yeah, it really does dip with all the zombies on screen. It's not my favorite. Zap's like, no, leave Pepper out. Gabriel's like, let her in. Let her in, says Kirk. That's not a number. You gotta...
Okay, throw me some numbers.
You gotta throw me some numbers. We're gonna let her in before we get things started here. I also have... oh, by the way, I need to remind you all, since I got you here... Leave that like, get out my face. I see 22 in here. I see 11 likes. That's half. We need the other half. Boost us up, juice us, give us those likes. Friendly reminder. Thank you. You guys have a kind heart. The majority of you want Pepper in, so I'll let her in. But the moment she starts shit, we're getting out. Come on, Pep. Come on. Oh, Jesus. You guys don't even know. She's gonna knock something over. She's in now. You'll see her. All right, we got Pepper in. We're good to stream. I got a little bit of show and tell that we're gonna do sometime during the stream, so don't let me forget some show and tell. 16 likes, that's better. This is Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii running on the Steam Deck, and it runs pretty well, especially in interiors. When you get into Honolulu, it dips a little bit and it does some screen dooring. But for the Steam Deck, it maintains like a pretty solid 60 frames without too much screen dooring. I believe it's medium quality-wise indoors, but it may be a bit more dynamic when you go out into the open world. It really doesn't affect the performance all that much, but my fans will kind of max out. We've been juiced. Thank you. Thank you. Dang. So right now, I want to show you, like Judgment, you can buy Sega Master System games. So in your hideout, you can get you buy actual ROMs. They call them ROMs at the like pawn shop and other stores. So there are a lot of Sega Master System games. I think there's about 20 of them. Some of them I grew up with. I really do like Penguin Land and Fantasy Zone, Alex Kidd, of course. Some of them I've never heard of. I've never heard of Starjacker. I wish they could get the Ghostbusters for Master System. That's actually the good one in there. So yeah, you get a little Master System, just like Lost Judgment and Judgment. So yeah, this is my little pad. It's the same little hideout from Infinite Wealth. You get all sorts of like clothes. Like you can really customize your drip in this one. So Majima, Goro Majima is a series staple, kind of morally gray antagonist, protagonist. And you can customize like 2 different forms. He has his casual form and his pirate form. And those are like 2 different fighting styles. And then off in the bottom right corner is his pet tiger, also named Goro. Goro. And then, so yeah, these are the kind of clothes sets I've got them here. But you can also like, unlock full-on costumes for him. So usually these costumes are based off of other characters from past Yakuza games. Like you got Akiyama there, Seijima, which is kind of like his brother, Taiga, Daigo. You got, of course, Ichiban, both his casual and his Hawaii drip here. And then I believe this is, speaking of Dead Souls, I believe you can unlock his zombie form. So that's probably later on. And you can unlock other ones as you go along. Hey, Hermit,
bro.
Thank you so much. We got our first super chat. Shout out to Hermit. Your content is amazing. Thanks so much. I'm very happy to share it with you. I wanted to start the year strong with a tribute to Deadly Premonition. Of course, we love Deadly Premonition here at Hikikomori Media. Also, I've moved Heather over here. If you can see her back there, that's my classic Silent Hill 3 poster. It's going to tie into show and tell today, so we are going to do a bit of show and tell later on. I've been working on some stuff for the channel. It's got some new lights up here. These are actually Wi-Fi controlled lights, so it's very nice, and it allows for some more flexibility for my bisexual lighting, as they call it. It's really good stuff. I love like getting into the set building, and I like building miniatures and things. So you'll see me like building some miniatures or dioramas every now and then. Pepper wants out. Excuse me, folks. Pepper wants out. She's had her fill. All right. Come on. See you later. Thanks for stopping by. That's my cat. She comes... She gets like, you know, if she doesn't get full-on attention, she's just like, all right, I'm out of here. There's also a cooking component to this, so you can like cook your own food, and there's like little mini games and stuff. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, the beginning of the year. So I recently, if you haven't seen it, I did a video on Rainy Woods, aka the lost version of Deadly Premonition. When I made my first Deadly Premonition retrospective, probably not my last, I talked briefly about Rainy Woods, and I gave a little bit of history on it, but I wanted to pull it into focus because more footage is just dropping daily on Rainy Woods. There's an account on Twitter that worked for Marvelous, I believe, as a graphic designer and on the promotional end, and they've just been dropping all these like secret videos or leaked videos that have never been seen before. And I've always suspected that Rainy Woods and Deadly Premonition weren't too dissimilar, except for like, some dialogue changes, of course, because for whatever reason, Swery thought he was dodging a lawsuit from the Twin Peaks producers by slightly modifying characters and some names. But I still think there's a lot of Twin Peaks and Lynchian essence within Deadly Premonition, and that's why people love it. I mean, like, there's also a lot of originality to it as well. If you look past the parallels, like, York is probably one of the most unique characters ever conceived. Like, that is something that is truly from the mind of Swery, and kind of an extension of his personality. I feel that York is, in a way, a conversation between Swery and the player. And Swery just wants to talk about movies, old B movies with the player. And I think that's why many people find him so charming. It's because, like, what is this? And also, like, there's kind of a bit of a meta element because many people, I hate this. And I think Whitney out there, Deadly Premonition Archives, has a video of this. But I truly agree to this notion. Like, people call Deadly Premonition so bad it's good, and they compare it to The Room, like Tommy Wiseau's The Room, and I take so much umbrage with that because, like, the magic behind The Room is the lack of awareness, right? That Tommy Wiseau doesn't necessarily know he's making a bad film. Like, you're in on the joke, you're laughing at him, if you will, and then, like, later on in life, Tommy Wiseau has tried to retcon it and say, oh yeah, it was always intentionally comedy. No, like the Room is funny because if you don't know anything about it and you watch it and then you kind of learn about the story behind the making of it, like Greg Sestero, who plays Mark in The Room, has a book about the making of The Room called The Disaster Artist, and it's so well written. Like Greg Sestero is a hilarious writer, and only he can truly capture, like, the madness of Tommy Wiseau. And, like, Tommy was kind of, like, a bit of an egomaniac and unaware of what it took to make a film. But you kind of see through, the madness, if you will, and you kind of see a bit of the heart and why it's so funny. Like, how did this get made? That's what makes... Deadly Premonition is totally self-aware. There are intentionally funny moments, and one thing that punctuates the comedy of Deadly Premonition is there's a really loud song that plays in the funnier moments, like the center sandwich scene, called comedic relief. like they were aware when they were stitching these scenes together that they were telling jokes and being funny and making stupid faces and stuff like that. Like, Swery is a very funny writer. You can see that in his other works, like Dark Dreams Don't Die. That's where he turns up the comedy. He does all these, like, lambastic animations and funny pratfalls and silly food scenes. It's not like Swery was some unaware Japanese guy commenting upon American culture. No, he's quite aware. Deadly Premonition was based on the North Bend, Washington, where Twin Peaks was filmed. At the end of Deadly Premonition, there's a secret menu you can unlock where Swery gives basically a slideshow presentation of all the places he stayed in the North Bend. And so it's not like just some random thing like where he watched Twin Peaks one day. No, he did a little location scouting. The Milk Barn in Deadly Premonition, the big convenience store, is based on a real place he went. So you can see those in Deadly Premonition. So it's been like, there's been this revisionist history almost since like the first day Deadly Premonition came out, that It was just some happy-go-lucky Japanese game that just ripped off Deadly Premonition. Like, no, there is certainly some homages to Deadly Premonition that Swery probably doesn't want to make a one-to-one thing in fear of a lawsuit. So yeah, he was inspired by Twin Peaks, but there's also this like appreciation for Americana and original jokes and original drama in there as well. Let's crack open a cold one, shall we? We're doing a little Monster green tea. Let me read some chat, and then we're going to pick out who our new crewmate is. You can buy crewmates here. You get these like little fortunes that you can find. And you can buy silly things. So I can buy Kamulop. I want to get Chitose. And you can also get a Yukata set for him. By the way, they have the Daytona soundtrack. Let's Go Away. I don't know if I can play that on stream, but you know that is going on my playlist. So I got to get the Daytona soundtrack. I buy all the soundtracks. There's Afterburner. For some reason, the Angry Birds soundtrack is in here. Like the full-on Angry Birds soundtrack you can buy and play. All right, let's read some chat real quick. Gardenback says, it's crazy that actual information and footage of Rainy Woods is finally appearing. Yeah, I'm very excited about it. I don't want to scare away the guy doing it. I've been very polite with him. And if they ever drop anything substantial, I will continue on with that, talking about Rainy Woods. What I really want to see is more behind-the-scenes stuff on D4 Season 2. Now, the thing is, many people don't know about D4 Season 2. All the stuff was motion captured, okay? I actually talked with one of the people that did motion capture on D4. So I think there's a couple of scenes that take place just right after Season 1 that have been at least motion captured, but I'm going to hold my tongue on that till I can get some verification. Hey, what's up, Nader? Nader, shout out. Nader asked me, hey, why no streams? Why no cool streams? While I'm talking, I'm going to move around. Nader asked me why no cool streams. I've been a pretty busy bee lately in the personal life, and I will have some free time. I know this kind of sucks, but I'll have more free time in April. Like starting April and beyond, I'm going to have a lot more time to work on HM. I kind of got to get all my eggs together. To all you Americans know what I'm talking about. Gotta collect all them eggs, those expensive eggs. But I kind of got a lot of things I got to take care of. That I don't want to talk about, but exciting things too. There's going to be some exciting things. I'm really in the research phase of some really obscure things that I want to share with people. But the thing is, like, every time I like talk more in detail about something, somebody starts working on a video. It's kind of weird like that. Like I mentioned something obscure, and then suddenly I see the thing that I was talking about appear on a much larger channel. So I got to keep tighter lips on myself here, just for everyone's sake. I like the element of surprise. Nobody knew I was working on that Rainy Woods video, so it was a very nice thing to do. I've got another thing that I'm currently working on, hoping to get it done before February's end. And then about mid-March, I'll be back to making more regular videos and streaming. It's just kind of how life goes sometimes, so I'm keeping you in the loop. I'm not dead. I'm very excited to be working on stuff for HM. And we got some new subscribers. Like, it's insane. That little Rainy Woods video has brought like 200 new subs, and that's very nice. So thank you for subscribing. A lot of people are getting caught up with the channel. They didn't know I made the sweary files or whatever, so they're checking that out. A lot of the sweary file stuff is popping off, and I'm very excited about that because that's some of my favorite stuff that I worked on the channel, and people seem to enjoy that quite a bit. This is the pirate style, by the way. You can switch fighting styles pretty quickly. I'd say the pirate style is a bit more technical. It's got some more long-range things. And the other style, I think, is the Mad Dog style. I want to say Goro's typical style. Like if you've played Yakuza 0, this is kind of like a bridge between Yakuza 0, which is the starting, I guess, it's not technically the earliest in Yakuza if you count shit like Ishin, but it's the first in the Goro line. So it's touches, how many games are there? Like what, 15 Yakuza games? Something like that. It's up there. But you really don't need to know too much about Yakuza to enjoy this one, honestly. I was showing a friend of mine who knows nothing about Yakuza, had never seen one before. And I sat down and I played like the first 4 hours in front of them. And they're like, this is the most amazing, wacky game I've ever seen. And I'm like, well, they're like, what is this about? Why are you a pirate? And then why are you also a Yakuza? I was like, well, it's kind of a long story. And so I tried to explain a little bit of the lore, as it were. But they appreciated it, and they don't really play a lot of Japanese stuff. If anything, they play like more Elder Scrolls and Bethesda stuff. I was like, this is kind of like my Elder Scrolls, okay? This is my Skyrim, if you will. And it's like a soap opera as well, so you can appreciate it on that basis. Alrighty, all right. If you see me waving and doing like random stuff, this is how you make friends. There's like a little social media network in both Infinite Wealth and in Pirate Yakuza. I don't even know if there's an easier way to say that, but there's a social media network, and these are like, if you look at the map here, this is just the Honolulu area, but there are some other islands that you can go to. There's a vast open sea to explore, and you find treasure islands, which are like the dungeons and stuff like that. So in fact, I need to go check on my ship. I need to deck it out. In fact, that's the next mission I'm doing is you have to have $10,000 and I think 15 crewmates. So that's kind of what I've been doing right now is been getting money. And the way you get money right now is you see those little handcuffs. You just do bounty missions to get money. And then like anywhere you see a little sailor on the map here, that's a potential crewmate. So that's essentially the Sujimon element, if you're familiar with the previous game. All right, so much going on in chat. I'm very happy to see you all. Sorry if something doesn't stick out. I just try and keep ahead of it. Junk says, a lot of modern gamers are turning to classic and obscure games for their main entertainment. You have pretty big nest egg in this era. Yeah, I think so too. There's a saying, and I've kind of like, reflected on the kind of games I've enjoyed throughout my lifetime. And I've been very fortunate to grow up in several different eras. I would say when I was a kid, like the Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, the birth of the PlayStation 1. But I also appreciated like my mom's era. Like my mom grew up in like the Atari era and stuff. So my mom was actually a pretty big gamer before I was, and she had an Atari 2600, and of course she grew up with the arcade scene, the Pac-Man and stuff like that. So she really got me into gaming. And but we were also kind of poor white trash, so I was always playing a generation behind. So when the Super Nintendo was out, I was playing like the NES. I was playing the Atari. My mom had an Atari and stuff, and I was always playing like a generation behind. So I kind of grew up with the appreciation for the simpler type games. And I eventually caught up when I got my first job. When I got my first job, I could start, buying my own shit. And that was like around the PlayStation 2. And I would say overall the PlayStation 2 is my favorite system ever. And it just had a wide berth of weird games, weird stuff that I like to cover on my channel. The Katamari Damacies and Magic Pangles of the world and all that. Yakuza got its start on the PS2. So I've been... my tastes kind of grew and developed from the PS2 and just, growing up around this stuff. And I loved the esoteric stuff. I love the games that, Japan was cranking out stuff that nobody else was doing. I mean, they're the godfathers of modern gaming in a lot of ways. And you know, the 6th and 7th gen, it was like the rise of Western games, and you know, Brown and Bloom and stuff like that. And it never really stuck with me. Like I do enjoy Fallout, I do enjoy some of the Bethesda stuff, but I really don't like open world games without comedy or a heart or weird things. Like I don't like things that take themselves too seriously. That's kind of why I love Deadly Premonition so much, is because it has a good balance between drama and comedy. I think you got to have moments of levity for me to, you know, really get into it. There's also the extreme camp of that too. There's some stuff that just plays far too much into the comedic angle. I'm gonna tell you a game that like really disgusts me to my core. Okay, this is probably going to piss off some Rick and Morty fans or whatever, and I'm sorry if it offends you, but the most like annoying, overstimulating game that I've ever played in my life, that I could not get an hour into because it was just so an assault on your senses and it just wouldn't shut up, is this game called High on Life. You guys know what I'm talking about? High on Life, I think like some of the Rick and Morty people are associated with it. It's like a first-person shooter, and I got it on Game Pass, and like me and a couple of friends were playing it, and we're like, God damn, I can't process anything. It's either like hyper colorful and and really annoying. It just never stopped. And I think that's a lot of like, they call that millennial writing and whatever. Like we're just so self-aware and laden in irony, and it's kind of like an ADD style of entertainment, like where they never let a moment breathe, and I hate that shit. It's so repugnant to me. You gotta have balance. You gotta strike a balance, and I feel like the best balance, the games like the forefathers, they did simple games. Okay, simple games catch with me, and I feel anyone could hop into pirate Yakuza in Hawaii and appreciate something about it, just because it's okay. Chapter 1, if you finish chapter 1 in Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii and you're not a fan of it, you never will be, because it ends, and I'm not going to spoil everything, but it ends on a musical number, and I was completely on board. I loved it. And I'm like, this is the kind of thing I crave. And there are some more, you know, serious moments too, but it's fucking wonderful. And it's a game that I think the world needs right about now. All right, so we got all sorts of usernames in here. So fucking grading on all the senses. Just watching gameplay of it is annoying. Yeah, High on Life he's talking about. Yeah, I'm right there with you. Nader says, oh my god, yes. I installed it after 45 minutes, also on Game Pass, right? See, the thing is, like, I try not to turn my nose up. I'm not, you know, trying to be pretentious here and say, like, I know what's good, what's bad, or whatever. I give everything a chance. If somebody recommends me something, like, even if I think it would be outside of my typical comfort zone, I want to give it a chance. I want to discover new things. I don't want to just, like, live, you know, my life just playing the same Yakuza games or what have you. I want to find new things out there, but I can just never I don't think I could ever relate to a Rick and Morty fan. I'm sorry. I just don't. I think I get it, but it's just not for me. Like, whenever it insists upon itself, as they say, where they have to explain the joke or constantly make references to pop culture, it's too much. We're going around my ship, by the way. I think it's called the Gorumaru. Gorumaru is the name of the ship. So there's even a karaoke machine on here. It's pretty cool. You can start to decorate it and deck it out. And I think I'm going to do that very soon here. I haven't had the chance to like play through all of chapter 2. That's where I'm at right now. But I've been buying accessories for it. So this is my bunk here. So we've expanded the ship. That's Masaru. He is our chef, and he's also one of my crewmates. He's got this huge machete. We got a common room here, so I can like change out my outfit. There are other things that unlock too, but we got a little bar. I can cook over there. There's a whole leveling system for cooking, so you can become like a master chef. Each one of these people on the ship are part of my crew, so like you can kind of do a social link thing. And I'm gonna give them this little lunch assortment here, and they tell you like what kind of stats they have, so you can like put them on various duties on the ship, which is really nice. Captain Beef, I ran into him on an island, so we'll give him a tabaki there. Level him up. It's very laid back. I know it seems kind of technical, but just play it at your own pace. And it's a great Steam Deck game. Like if you're looking for something to play on your Steam Deck, you can't find a better game. It's optimized like no other. I didn't think it was possible. It runs better than Infinite Wealth. All right, so let's see if we can get into a naval battle here soon, but I'm going to customize my ship. We're going to do that. I wanted to do that on stream, so I got to do all the talky bits, so we'll get to that. I think it's kind of hard to see what level this is on. Yeah, we'll give him some coffee. He's happy. He likes the coffee. And you find other crew. If you've played the Infinite Wealth, it's like Sujimon. You find all these wacky ragtag people, and they'll join you. And all right, who am I talking to? Okay, so I think we're the legendary pirate crew pack members have been added. Okay, I got that. If you pre-order the game, you get some default crew member or additional crew members. It's kind of cool. All right, let's set sail. So this is my crew now. I just got 15 plus crew members, so this is kind of like a little bit of a management thing. So first mate, they kind of help you out with the cannons, and then you got your boarding squad, and they do things like repair your ship and what have you. Got support squad, so we'll throw Nancy Chan. We got a little lobster on support squad. Everyone's got their strengths and weaknesses, so this is the port cannons, so we're going to get somebody that has... Look, we got Ichiban in there. We got all sorts of people. Daigo's in there. If you've played the other... the Lumberjack. I just got Mr. Six. Who else we got? I haven't really given them any upgrades, so they're a little weak right now, but that's okay. We'll put Oni... No, we'll put Kazuma. Kiru. We'll put Kiru on there. This breaks canon, by the way, and time traveling. We'll put Ichiban on canon. We'll get Daigo as the squad leader. I'm really just... I'll fix this later, okay? We're doing a stream, so I'm not really going to get too technical with it. That sounds good. Everyone's all squatted up there. And now you can change equipment. So, like, you can upgrade your cannon. So right now I've got the beginner ones. You get bronze all the way up to gold. And they have different cannon power and stuff like that. So you can get into the minutia, like the nitty-gritty of this. There's flamethrowers. I don't know if I want to do a flamethrower. I need long range. And then you got energy cannons. Lasers. Just freaking lasers here. And then rocket launchers. You can actually use these as Goro and get into battles and just like snipe people. You can upgrade the amount of crew members. Like, it just goes and goes and goes, guys. And then this is the fun part here. So we're going to customize our ship. So I've got the hull here. You can get the texture for it. So it doesn't look great on stream because I'm running at probably 720p. But I got the pink one. We're probably going to go with the pink one. We got the green one here. We got the back tat, and we also have Kazuma and Ichiban's tattoo. So you can get all sorts of stuff, but we're going to go with the big old pink. And then sails. Look at that there. Get the hearts one. We'll get a magical girl theme going here. We'll just get Kazuma's face. Get Kiru. The Kiru theme. Ichiban. That's funny. And we got the gradient. And we'll talk about Infinite Wealth. I kind of like this one, honestly. Like the Dragon of Dojima one. We'll probably go with that. And then you've got your figurehead. So I think I just bought yeah, they've got like a unicorn there. This is the one I just bought. This giant, the Kraken. So we're going to put the Kraken on there. Let's get Kraken. And then trimming. Yeah, so I don't think I have many. You can get iron spikes. I don't know if this does anything, like when you ram the ship or whatever. I think it's just an aesthetic. There's pizza. That's a margarita pizza, by the way. I've had one of those when I went over to Japan. They're pretty good. We'll go pizza. Yeah, that looks like a seaworthy vessel right there. Perfect. All right. Let's make sure that's equipped. Okay, we're good to go. So look at it, guys. That's like the deck view of it. It's really bright pink. Hell yeah. We did it. Let's see if I can take a look at the Kraken there. You can kind of see it, but when we get out to sea, we'll be able to see the whole kit and caboodle. All right, I'm very, very happy with this. All right, select. So these are all the different maps you get. As I said, this is a humongous game. You're gonna get your money's worth for sure. But each one of the maps are kind of like an isolated zone where you can sail around and you can fight other pirates and discover buried treasure. So you'll see like little treasure. So we'll start near Rich Island. That's at the beginning of the game, so we won't go too far into spoiler territory. I have a whole petting zoo on there that I need to feed all these animals, so that'll be our goal. We'll go feed the petting zoo. Username asks, seriously, what the heck is the plot of this game? I don't want to spoil too much. If you want to play it, it's absolutely worth your time and money. There's like no doubt about it. It's funny all throughout. But essentially, Goro Majima, who is kind of like a morally gray pro-tag and-tag throughout the series. He's like 60 years old, by the way, in this one. That blew my mind. Like he's looking good. He's like a solid 60. He has washed ashore on Rich Island, which is the island we're headed to, and a young boy finds him and gets out his Stanley thermos and gives him some water. And because of that, Goro owes him his life, essentially. And then Majima is like also amnesiac. He's amnesiac. He only knows that he is a Yakuza based on his tattoos. And there's already some pirates that exist, and they are attacking people on Rich Island and just, looting people and all that stuff. So there's a bit of a conflict there, and Majima wants to like pay his life debt back to the young boy. So he helps the people of Rich Island kind of like build back their wealth. And then also Goro's trying to figure out his identity. And like really early on, he figures out his name again because he goes to a place from Infinite Wealth. And they're like, hey, what's up, Majima? And he's like, I don't know what's going on here. So he remembers bits of things. Like he remembers like what his life was like in Kamurocho, which is like Shinjuku. He remembers a bit of his life, but he doesn't really care. He just wants to be a pirate. And that's essentially the plot of this game is like, I don't really care about my past life. I'm more concerned about being a pirate and doing cool shit. And that's where we are. So that's all you really need to know. If this is your first Yakuza game, that's the energy you got going here. It's like, okay, yeah, there's about 15 other games, but who cares? Let's just do our own thing. So I love it. It's been a lot of fun, and I don't really play Yakuza necessarily for all the stories. They have some great stories in there, but really, I just want to know like what the new gimmick is, what the new silly things are going to be, and stuff like that. And those are ship battles. That's essentially the extent of the early ship battles. You just blow things up and get items and then go to the islands, and there's like a treasure hunt kind of component to it, so it's really nice. Is the game fun? Absolutely. Rumple Foreskin says, I wonder how the makers of the original Yakuza would feel in 2005 if they knew they were the first domino that would lead to this. I think Nagoshi would like it. And okay, right now there's a little bit of drama concerning Toshihiro Nagoshi. By the way, if you don't know who he is, Toshihiro Nagoshi is like one of the original creators of Yakuza. He looks like a dude straight out of the Yakuza, by the way. He's also the creator of Monkey Ball. So you got to keep that in mind when you play the Yakuza game. Nagoshi has a good sense of humor, and he likes wacky things. So I think he'd be cool with it, and I think he is cool with it. And I have a feeling that because he's working with NetEase, a Chinese-based game company, they're pulling funding from Grasshopper, and they're pulling funding from Nagoshi's new company right now. And I think he's going to play a Hideki Kamiya card here. I think he might go back to Sega. You know, don't quote me on it if he doesn't, but I think Nagoshi might return to this series in the near future because he's about to lose a lot of money. And I think we're going to start to see a lot of these developers who went independent come crawling back to the big companies. And there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. Nothing wrong with that. You still gotta eat, and they may be able to go back and make something great. Like that's what's going on with Okami right now. I don't fault Hideki Kamiya from, going back. I maybe Mikami might come back too. We don't know. But I'd like to see the masters kind of return. All right, we're headed to Rich Island, and we're going to go to my petting zoo and also maybe do a little story mission too. And then maybe we'll do some treasure hunting too. All the net at the will of NetEase at the moment, says Century is down. Yep, you got that right. Nagoshi got to eat and get his daily tanning. Yeah, he's got to do that. I wish him the best, honestly. I played the first Yakuza game many, many years ago, and I played the English dub because that's all there was at the time. So it had like Steve Bloom as Kazuma, and I think Mark Hamill from Star Wars was Goro. Is that true? Maybe I'm misremembering it, but it feels like an old Toonami game, Adult Swim version of Yakuza. It's very silly. I'm a fan of the OG. Go subs if you can. They're just so iconic. Nowadays, like, Yakuza is so bizarre because, like, RGG Studios hired a bunch of YouTubers to do the English dubs, and they're not good at all. Speaking as a YouTuber, like, don't hire Hikiko if you want to dub over a classic like this. It's blasphemy. Rumple Foreskin says, saw you were a fan of Onimusha 2. Are you looking forward to the new game? Yeah, I'm looking forward to both the new Onimusha and the HD remaster. I think enough time has passed, and in a lot of ways, Onimusha has inspired games like the Soul series, like Dark Souls, like Bloodborne and stuff. Very similar in terms of game flow and how you progress and earn experience and stuff like that. I would say Onimusha is a bit more structured and doesn't really let you out on your own. It's more mission-centric. and more survival horror, because it actually started off as a Resident Evil spinoff on the PlayStation 1. If you didn't know that, now you do. But it ties into the Netflix anime. Musashi is who they're following, and he's the protagonist of the Netflix anime. He's also like a legend in Japanese history as well. Is it Miyamoto Musashi, I believe? So you have to watch the anime to play the game, I believe. And I don't really watch a lot of Netflix anything. I watched like the Netflix Castlevania, and I didn't have a good time. And recently they put out a trailer, like Netflix, the same guy. I know this guy because like he made like the Punisher, Dirty Laundry, and the dark gritty Power Rangers thing. Like the guy who's behind it, is his name Ari Shankir? I believe his name's Ari Shankir. The guy who's behind it is like this like Hot Topic goth from fucking 2003. It was like very edgelordy, you know, very try-hard kind of edgelord guy. Now he's in charge of every video game adaptation of anime series, right? And some of the choices like are pretty cool. Like there are some good moments in the Castlevania anime, but the writing is kind of cringe and millennial, and doesn't really have the same kind of vibe as Castlevania. It's very 2005 Reddit atheist written. Like if you watch like Castlevania anime, it's very heavy-handed and also modern like writing, modern references, and everyone swears every other word, and it doesn't feel very confident in the material at all. I don't know. I feel like Devil May Cry is going to be that turned up to 11. And my evidence for this is the trailer they put out for the Devil May Cry anime has Limp Bizkit. Like it's Rollin' by Limp Bizkit is the theme song to the Devil May Cry anime. And I guess we've kind of like what they call the Overton window, like it's now cool again. Like Limp Bizkit is now cool again, and ironically, but no, it's not. I was there when Limp Bizkit was relevant, and it was just never cool. Okay, it was lame and stupid back then, and that's not the kind of cool I associate with Devil May Cry as Limp Bizkit. Okay, I would much rather Korn than Limp Bizkit. I'd much rather Cold Chamber or Mushroom Head or something, you know, than Limp Bizkit. There's a million other choices than Rollin'. But the one thing is, like, I critiqued it from an editing point of view. Like, Limp Bizkit, there are some, like, moments where you could time things and make it look like, you know, Devil May Cry. Like, you gotta have Dante on a motorcycle if you're gonna use Rollin'. And nowhere in that trailer is he on a motorcycle. And there's a lyric within Rollin' by Limp Bizkit that goes, "Hey ladies, hey fellas." When they were making that trailer, no one had the conversation to say, hey, when Fred Durst says, "Hey ladies," maybe we should show Lady from Devil May Cry at that moment and time it. They didn't do it. Drop the ball. Hate it. Try it again. I would forgive them if they walked it back, but I think they already spent the money on Fred Durst. So that's what we've got for time immemorial. The Devil May Cry anime is gonna have Limp Bizkit. I would have had like Wes Borland's Big Dumb Face side project over Limp. There's so many other choices I would have gone with. But like the thing is about Devil May Cry is you have a plethora of original music to draw from. Even stuff with lyrics too. That just would have been a much better fit. So I just don't fucking get it. I don't get the showrunner and his idea of what's cool. It's not. It's just straight up not cool. It's lame. It's cringe. And I don't think anyone is down with it. Yeah, 2005 atheist energy. Don't give Andy Shankir a banana. Yeah. It's kind of how it is, man. It sucks. I think that I think there's a way to adapt these things without being as cringe. And if you want, here's another thing that pisses me off. When you use Limp Bizkit, like licensed music as the theme song, you don't produce any original music or you don't pull from the game soundtrack. Now you enter a situation like with what happens to the Warner Brothers library. When you use licensed music, then you have to renegotiate over the years. So decades from now, the Devil May Cry anime may become like lost media or be pulled from like the server. All that's streaming stuff. It's stupid on every level. And I think the guy does have some talent. Like I've seen Shankir's other work, like Punisher Dirty Laundry. That's like a really interesting like little fan project where they got Thomas Jane's Punisher involved. Like that's really cool that he was able to do that. But I think like after a while, he needs to adapt with the times a little bit and realize that he has the entire library of Alexandria of Devil May Cry analysis and all the music and everyone like, you know, kind of explaining the magic behind the games to draw from. And then he just like, yep, Fred Durst, that's the way. That's the ticket. shit like that just hits me on a visceral level. A visceral disgust. Anyway, moving on. I'm gonna give it a chance, though. I can talk shit. I can have, you know, a little bit more two minds about something. I'll give it a chance. I'll be able to, you know, watch past the intro cutscene, and we'll give it a chance and see if it's any good. Maybe it might surprise me, but I doubt it. But we'll try it. You're streaming world-renowned Geohan? Yes, we are. We are streaming. Right now, I'm getting into fights, and we're going to do some treasure hunting. The thing is about treasure hunting is you have to get maps and to find the islands to go to then do the dungeons. The one thing that I've encountered in a lot of Yakuza games is you just get overpowered, like, really quickly. I beat Yakuza 7 on, like, the most legendary difficulty. I spent like an afternoon grinding in the sewers, and I was able to topple to a secret Millennium Tower kind of thing pretty early on. And not saying that that's a bad thing or what have you, but a lot of the Yakuza games, you kind of reach a point where you got to turn up the heat if you want to enjoy it without, like, you know, sleepwalking your way through. Let's get a little tequila. Well, just a tequila. That'll be fine. Writer says, I think it's Warren Ellis's name, the atheist guy who also wrote Ruins for the Marvel Comics. Generally, none of the Netflix stuff is even remotely. Netflix, the problem with like a lot of Netflix content is you will get one season of really quality stuff. Like Squid Game kind of has that. Like Squid Game has a quality season 1. And then big money comes in and starts taking control of it. And I believe this is what happened with Squid Game Season 2. It was split into 2 parts. Like Season 2 of Squid Game was supposed to be 6 episodes longer. And then Netflix was like, let's split this up. So this is going to be Season 2 and Season 3. And you're just going to have to deal with it. So instead of telling a full narrative, they're more incentivized to put out a cliffhanger so people will come back after they've raised the prices for the umpteenth time and resubscribe to it to get the rest of the story. And sometimes you're not even guaranteed that with Netflix. I've been invested in a lot of shows on that platform. And I've been with Netflix since the beginning. I'm not with them anymore, but they'll just like cancel it before any like narrative arc ends. or they'll force the directors to stretch it out and add a new thing instead of just like knowing when to quit. So I don't really watch a lot of Netflix content anymore. Let's see here. We got all sorts of people in here. Welcome, welcome. By the way, want to remind everyone, since I got you here, see if it works. Let's see if it works. I think I'm going to have to do it manually. I think about after an hour or so, the leave that like doesn't work anymore. That's fine.
Oh shit, I'm sorry.
Reminder, leave a like. Really helps the stream. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. By the way, thanks for everyone for turning up for that Rainy Woods video. I'm very excited to see more people learning about that for the first time. I've learned that I've had people watch my stuff for years that I didn't even realize had been watching it. They came out like, hey man, I've been watching you for such a long time. It's always nice to meet people that I've been a fan of that come in and say, hey, keep up the good work. We're going to do a little cooking here. Chef Majima. Hell yeah. Making food is the best way to get more diverse health items, stuff that like increases your soul and your health, and you can also get like an extra life. I think you can like make Majima beer or something that will save you from being knocked out, so that's kind of nifty. Right now we're skimming the scum off the stew. This reminds me of like old Cooking Mama games and stuff. Hell yeah. And then you increase your chef rank. There's also like another rank too. Everything essentially ties into your pirate rank, which is like your respect that you get. So you have to get higher respect to get better crewmates and such. Let's go treasure hunting. Let's see if I can get back on my ship and we'll go sailing. This is just one of the islands in the game. There's so many different places to go. I also got like a little blunderbuss. It's kind of nice. I haven't got any of the summons yet. Now, if you can play the demo of this, I believe it's on all the platforms and PC. If you're kind of on the fence, this has a fantastic demo that sold me on the game. But there are summons. You can get like giant sharks and things. Oh, this is one of the bounties. That guy's a 2-star classic con man. We'll get some. We'll do a bounty real quick. We're going to switch to the Mad Dog fighting style. So one of the things is like Majima has like shadows that he can summon. And they'll kind of mimic your attacks. Kind of like a Ninja Gaiden. We're going to do a charge attack. Boom! And then there's also a spinning attack, too. Woo! There's a launch. I need to get better at that. Ooh, ooh, okay. We just did a counter right there. Easy way. Easiest way to get money so far is by doing these bounty missions. So I got 4 grand. Just for doing that. Nice, nice, nice. It's kind of a shame, but like just doing regular fights is almost not worth it because you get so little money from doing it. And it's like Yakuza 0, so if I go over here in the upgrade abilities, you need money and like reputation. So the purple stuff is reputation, the money is money. It's US dollars, by the way. And so these are the things. It's pretty expensive to level up here, honestly, but that's how it was in Yakuza 0. So we got all sorts of stuff here. So we'll get another doppelganger. Why not? So we'll get 4 doppelgangers. Oh, nice. But that's pretty expensive. We'll get 1 more power. Essence of Rain of Blood. Heat action that fires wild barrage of shots. Now, I want to get like the eating stuff. So you got Mad Dog style and Sea Dog style. I want to get the one like where you can just eat an unlimited amount of stuff, but that is $10,000. That'll like break my bank. So we'll just do that. All right. Let's get back on the ship. I think I can just teleport over there, right? All right, maybe not. There's no cabs on this island. And you can't use you get what do they call those Segway scooters? I'll have to show you my Segway scooter. I've got one that you can use in Honolulu. There's a bit more customizable things going on in this one. Well, thanks so much, guys. I appreciate you coming out here. It's a pretty fun stream. I love the cooking minigame, but I want to see the entire cooking process, like in Vanilla's Dragon Crown. Oh, yeah. Dragon's Crown and all the Vanillaware games have some phenomenal food. If you want to see the tastiest food in any video games, it's Vanillaware, hands down. Look at this margarita pizza, though. I can't get over that. The giant... That's actually making me pretty hungry. I've had one of those. I actually had a legit margarita pizza when I was in Tokyo. Heavenly. It was stone-fired, too, man. They have some of the best pizza in the world. Right now, let's see. Speaking of Ninja Gaiden, are you excited for the new installment, and how would you feel Platinum fuses with Team Ninja? I don't know what to think. My gut reaction is Team Ninja and Platinum are both very different companies than like 15 years ago, we'll say. A lot of people have switched around and gone off and done their own thing. So, Modern Platinum still makes phenomenal games. I'm trying to think of the last Team Ninja game. The director of Ninja Gaiden 2 is working at, is it Solii or whatever? The people behind Wanted Dead. And I really loved Wanted Dead. If you're looking for a silly Ninja Gaiden game to play like right now, play Wanted Dead. There's a video on my channel that goes into more detail, but that one absolutely took me by surprise, and I loved everything about Wanted Dead. So I can't really say what the new Ninja Gaiden is going to be like. It's going to have a different feel than probably like Black back in the day. And I've never been good at like the 3D Ninja Gaiden games. My favorites were always like the NES ones. Like I beat like 1 through 3 so many times back then, and I still enjoy those. So that's kind of more my frame of reference for Ninja Gaiden. But I did play Black a bunch. Let's go treasure hunting on... Oh, we're going to Madlantis. They want us to go to Madlantis. So we'll just pop over to Madlantis. This is a really wild spot. "13 Sentinels made me want to get a yakisoba pan." I've had one of those. The kind of breaded pan. Yeah. Yakisoba. Where it's got the noodles in it. I've had one of those. All right. So essentially I had to upgrade my ship to take place in the ship battles in the Colosseum. Madlantis is like this underground, it's like in a little hidden nook in a cave. This really puts the Steam Deck to the test here. Like, look how good this looks for the Steam Deck, okay? And this is 60 frames still. Look at all these objects and the high quality textures. There's not a lot of draw distance issues. Like, things aren't fading out. This is what sold me, like, playing it on the Steam Deck. Like, okay, it's really capable of some beautiful looking graphics. And I don't even have HDR on right now. I'm wondering if they'll start porting all the games to the Switch too, because I know there's some Yakuza on the base Switch right now, and the base Switch is almost 8 years old now. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? The Switch 2 is like one of the most bizarre marketing displays I've ever seen. Like, people have known about its existence for almost like 2 years now, and Nintendo's been tight-lipped because they just want to get rid of old stock of the original one. But that reveal trailer, I guess they just showed off Mario Kart. That was about it. I can't say that I'm hyped about it. It's got to replace my Steam Deck, and that's going to be very hard to do. I'm sure they're going to lead with Metroid Prime. But I've never seen Metroid Prime as, like, a mainstream system seller. It's always been kind of a niche franchise within the Nintendo lineup. There's some dedicated, passionate fans about it, and it's got its due praise from the journalism standpoint. But I never thought it was, like, you know, a super big system seller. I'd say, like, Kirby's even more popular. Kirby is nuts over in Japan, guys. When I went over there, Kirby was a big part of, like, my... Like, he was like a companion. I got a big Kirby plush. I got one of those Atoma phones somewhere around here. There's the Kirby Cafe, of course. There's also, like, Kirby is well beloved over there. He's almost as popular as Pikachu. Pikachu is pretty popular in his own right. All right, let's do some batting cages stuff. So this is the Bang Bang batting right here. So it's a bit like, you guys remember that game for the Wii called Boom Blocks? This is essentially Boom Blocks in Yakuza. You just, like, attack these barrels, and you got to get the treasure out of the big chest behind there. You hit these cannonballs. You earn points and then unlock some fun stuff. Like the Angry Birds soundtrack. This is how you unlock the Angry Birds soundtrack. I always love the weird mini games. This is funner than the original batting game, I have to say. Oh, just missed it. You can also use, like, a special power batting stance, too. Oh, 10 points. It's those pop flies that get me. This one we should nail. There we go. Ba-boom. We gotta nail this one. And I think we got one left, so we got to hit that lock to unlock it. Nailed it. Okay, so Majima does build up a special swing. You can see it on the right there. So I've got to get that going. I usually save it for the last one. Hell yeah. All right, I hate these pop flies. They're so hard to nail. But the best part is you don't really have to, like, if you've played one of the other Yakuza games and you go to the batting center, one thing I really don't like is, like, how weird the aiming is. Like, when you're trying to aim your shots, it kind of has a rubber band quality to it, to where it wants to go back to the center. And they don't do that here. They just let you paint the target, and then all you have to worry about is, like, where you're going to swing or when to swing. So it's actually quite nice. All right, we're going to do our special swing if we've got it unlocked here. And we're just going to dunk it right now. It's kind of like a guaranteed hit when you do that. And it busts open the treasure chest. Got an S rank, not too bad.
You win!
For all you Guitar heads out there, that one's for you. All right, let's see what we can buy now. You remember Boom Blocks? Yeah, I should have included that in my Wii video. I actually enjoyed both Boom Blocks games. If you're looking for something more casual, something you can show your grandma, she'd probably appreciate Boom Blocks. So 90,000 to get the treasure. You can get some. You can get Kaito from the Kaito files and Judgment. Sea Dog, some shirts. I got the entire Angry Birds soundtrack. Don't worry, guys. I got it. Some watches, some plates, some new bats, a new tricorn hat, a little Bloodborne style. I got 12,000 points. Let's get that Sea Dog attire, and we'll get the tricorn hat. Very nice. All right. Let's see. There's all sorts of crewmates here. So you can see that little icon over their head. That's somebody you can potentially get for your ship. And they're essentially the side missions in the Sujimon. So she wants $500. And some flowers, I guess. And we got her. A thrifty lady pirate really worries about the maintenance fees of her weapons and actually wants to fight with her fists. All right, let's go get all these scallywags together. Who do we got here? Flustered man. Everyone wants some money. 2 grand? You better be worth it. Theo is his name. And he's going to the brothel with the money. Great. Ryder with the scarf asks, hey, Hikiko, any plans to get Ease X? I've got a similar premise to this Yakuza game. Came out before, though. I'm not a big Ease guy. I've never sat down and played them. I was more of a Phantasy Star guy, if you're going to... Like, Phantasy Star, the originals, and, like... Phantasy Star Online was like more of my early RPG kind of stuff, you know, Final Fantasy. I appreciate Ease for what they are because I watch a lot of people that cover Ease games, like Johnny Millennium and GameSack really seem to enjoy them. And I bet if I like started with them, I'd like them, but the thing is about the Ease games, and I don't know if this is true for all of them, but they have what they call bump attacks, like where you have to like run your body into enemies to attack them. And I don't think that's true about the more modern ones, but it's always kind of turned me off of getting into the series. Let's see if there's any bounties here. We got a bounty in the bar. Yeah, let's do some bounties to get some money. This is the Dunghill Bar. What a name. Oh, we are going to do a show and tell segment here. Where are we at in the stream? When we get to about an hour 30, we're going to do a little quick break. So yours truly can use the facilities and get a snack. And then I'm going to do some show and tell. So stick around. There's something really cool I want to show you guys, so it'll be a nice little reward. God damn, this looks all good. Nacho, smoked cheese, jerky, pickles. Ugh. I got a little PTSD from that sweary stream. But in cool stream tradition, we are going to eat the pickles. Hell yeah. Get that essence back. Essence of pickles. Now, there is a bounty nearby. It says they're in the bar. I don't see them. Which one of these guys is a riffraff here? Because they're not, like, listed on the map, per se. They might be hidden. Or they could be on top of the bar. That's also a thing. Let's go and see if they're on top of the bar. It's probably where they're at. You guys are not even ready for the show and tell. Captain Yakuza. That's right. What's up, Captain?
Oh shit, I'm sorry.
Happy to see you, man. I'm not a huge fan of the pirate style, but it's probably because I haven't unlocked all the moves. I really like the Mad Dog style better. But you gotta have some variety, right? Woo! Backing up, bagging up, bagging up. I want to use my blunderbuss. And I don't have the summons unlocked yet, so that's also kind of hampers things. And I like the combos. I feel like I understand the aerial launches better with this style. Woo! We're getting smoked. Okay, okay. We need to eat. I thought I just made... there we go. The hot pot meal. God, that sounds good. It's been a while since I've had a good hot pot. Come on. Use your little attack. I wanted to do the counter. Got him. All right, we're closing in on... we got 5 minutes until our break. We're going to do a little show and tell, and then we're going to do some naval battles. Naval battles. I'm so excited. This is the Coliseum aspect of it. So I want to make sure I get all the crewmate together, because I'm sure they're going to be really tough. Captain of the Goro Pirates. Everyone wants $1,000. Okay, dude, whatever. Here you go. A hungry pirate, his dream is to eat a beef bowl in Japan. They are tasty. My God. The first time I ever had a beef bowl in Japan, I stayed in this place called Kiba. Kiba des. Kiba means fang, by the way. I stayed in this like really dingy capsule hotel, and to give you some perspective, it was $40, 40 US dollars a night. Really cheap accommodations, and you're like, you know, a few feet away from other people, separated by like a bamboo curtain, and it was like a hostel situation. Not hostile, but hostile situation where you had like a communal bathroom. I told a bit of this story in my Japan video, like where I saw that naked guy. Like I was delirious. I'd been like up all night on this flight, and I saw this naked man shuffle out, and I saw like 1,000 reflections of him. Anyway, I stayed in Kiba, and this place was really sketchy. But right outside of my hotel, there was a beef bowl shop, and it was, for some reason, doing like a collaboration with Evangelion, Ava. And I was like, oh, hell yeah. And everything was 500 yen. Everything in that shop was 500 yen, which is like, now with current exchange rates, was about $3.50 US dollars. Fucking cheap. And they had beef bowls, and what you would do is you go up to this machine, and I picked out like the Kenji bowl or something, or Shinji bowl. I picked out the Shinji bowl. You know, it's not like filled with jizz or whatever, you know, but I picked out the Shinji bowl, and it was like a beef bowl filled with like really nice slivered onions and stuff. And I was like, holy shit, this is like the best beef bowl I've had in my life. And I paid like $3 for it. It was so good. And I couldn't believe it. It was like one of my first memories of Japan is like I landed in this place and I accidentally stayed next to this Ava cafe, this pop-up Ava cafe. And I'm not quite sure what this beef bowl had to do with Ava, but it was delicious. I think of that smelly, oniony beef bowl a lot, but goddamn, man, beef bowls are. If you go to Japan, it's one of the things you got to hit. You got to hit up pork katsu, tonkatsu. Ooh, I always get a katsu when I go. There's like this new thing right now that's kind of a trendy TikTok deal, but it's a sando, just a regular whipped cream sando with toast. You can get sandos out of any konbini though, like 7-Eleven. You get the strawberry, the Ichigo sando. Hell yeah, the strawberry sandos are fucking delicious. Banana sandos. Really, I'm kind of like basic bitch. I'll get a bento box. I really want to try. I heard they got like really good spaghetti sandos up in 7-Eleven. So I'm gonna try that next time I go. Really, anything odd. The last time I went to Japan, which was about a year ago, the last time I went to Japan, I got COVID, and nothing that I ate was making me feel better except for one thing. I was at a train station out of Yokohama. That's when I knew I got COVID because I was starting to get sweaty and delirious, and my fever was like breaking out. And something called to me. There was like one of those the vending machines that had, I kid you not, hot creamed corn. And it was just piping hot creamed corn and a cat. I bought like 2 cans of those for like 400 yen. And I chugged that creamed corn and it was like a miracle cure. I don't know what it was, but I felt so much better. But they have all sorts of like savory things you can get. The best. This is not really, if you're looking at Japanese culture, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii isn't the game out of the series. Like you might want to play like Yakuza 7, learn a bit more about like Yokohama and Osaka. I think it was Yakuza 2 is like the first game that introduced Osaka, but one of my favorite memories about going to Japan is almost every Yakuza game takes place in this fictional city called Kamurocho. And Kamurocho is based on Shinjuku. It's like 1-to-1 in some spots. If you go back on my channel, there's like this old video. It's probably about 5 years old now. It's called My Time in Tokyo or My Tokyo Tales or whatever. There's a bit where I go to Shinjuku and I start pointing out all the Yakuza spots. Like, yeah, I fought a homeless man over there. And then just like random bits. But if you play Yakuza and you go to Shinjuku, you're going to know it's like this is Kamurocho 1-to-1. It's good. It might save your life one day. It might save your life. Okay, we are going on a quick break. I'm going to get a little snack. I'm going to take a little tinkle, and we're going to do a little show and tell. So don't go anywhere. Thank you so much. Also, leave that like. Let's see if we can get it going. See if it'll work for me. Probably not. But we're going to do a little break. We'll be back for some show and tell. You're not going to want to miss this, okay? Kinda. I haven't adjusted to this, but hi everyone, I'm Hikiko. Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining today. I'm very, very happy. You guys don't know how happy I am that you all watched that Rainy Woods video. I kind of kept that under my hat for a little bit. And last year, the biggest stream I did was the Thank You Sweary stream where I dressed up like York and George Woodman and all that. And I made a center sandwich. So I kind of made another center sandwich a little bit. I didn't have any cornflakes. And I didn't have like, what else did I put? Turkey? I didn't have any turkey. So I put strawberry jam, honey, and peanut butter. So that's, I just whipped that together. Look how neat that sandwich looks. I also had this lying around. I had these like Doritos. These are like Takis. You guys know what Takis are? These are flaming hot. They're called Dynamita. I think they're called Dynamita. Honestly, they're not hot at all. I wanted to get the hottest chips they had. And this is nothing. This is like a 2. A 2 out of 10 on the hot scale. So I really like hot. The hottest Dorito. They make some extra spicy Doritos. I've had them before. Gotta have that burning sensation. And then I had like a little bit of a baked good. This is like a pecan croissant. I don't know. Maybe it's not as cool. And then we also got, for another stream snack here, we got our Monster Rehab. This is green tea. I gotta tell you guys, I'm really digging, you guys ever had those Ghost energy drinks before? I just got turned on to them, and they got an orange cream energy drink that is out of this world. So far I've had the orange cream and the Swedish fish, and I wasn't a huge fan of the Swedish fish because it is so sweet, and it's as advertised on the tin, Swedish fish. So let's have a little lunch together, a little stream snack. We'll do a little Q&A, and then I'm going to show you something really, really cool, okay? Okay. All right. Okay. Captain Psychopath says, gotta get back to the Yakuza train. Only played the OG PS2 Yak 1? Dude. A lot of people say start with 0 and work your way up through Kiwami and all that. Honestly, you can also start at 7. I've played through most all the Yakuza games. I wasn't a fan of like Ishin and Kenzen. Sorry if you like those. But I played through all of them. 4 and 5 are up there for me. 5 is almost too overwhelming. There's so much to do. Did you try the beef bowls from Yoshinoya? Actually, I didn't go to Yoshinoya, but next time I go, this place I stay in Osaka has all... Yoshinoya is everywhere, so I'm definitely going to try it for sure. I eat a lot of katsu, which is like fried pork cutlets with cabbage and all that. Okonomiyaki, which is like fried egg cabbage. Omu rice, I tried that for the first time, which is the omelet that's cut over rice with ketchup. Delicious. If you follow me on Instagram, I've posted like some photos and videos of my time in Japan. It should be in like the link down below. I have a link tree where you can follow me on everything. Like I post on Twitter X a lot about the channel, and also I got my Instagram, my Patreon on, and where my channel's at. So yeah, the link down below will guide you there. Okay. Username says, American Spicy is kind of pathetic. I wonder why hot chips are like elsewhere. Well, the thing is, Doritos is now, I guess, an international brand. Well, is it Lay's or Yum brand? It's Frito-Lay. But the thing is about, you can get extra spicy stuff in America, but you have to go to like the foreign culture. There's like foreign areas, like import areas in grocery stores, but they're not anything good usually. You have to go to like a specialized like Asian grocer or Mexican grocer, that sort of stuff, to get the good shit. Smeen Boy says the Rainy Woods video was a nice surprise. I'm glad you liked it. I've been keeping that surprise for a little bit. Show and tell's coming. Show and tell's coming. I'm just really, really hungry right now. Okay. All right. Guys, this has been a really brutal winter. What can I say? The entire American Midwest has been hit by blizzard after blizzard, and then sunny days, and then blizzard again, and ice. It's been a rough one. So, I'm glad you're here with me. Glad to see you're all still alive among the living. It's been rough. 2025, I'm going to have some optimism. I'm choosing to be optimistic. So I looked at my channel and things I wanted to change. So the first thing we changed, if you didn't catch the last time I streamed, I kind of showed it off, but we got a new channel icon. If you look down below, you'll see the Beautiful Joe Hikikomori media icon. That was developed by friend of the channel, Luke Valentine, Fish Tank and Big Brother fame, and Splatterbrain fame. Luke's a really nice guy, and he's been watching the channel for a while. And I told him, kind of like in a vacuum, I was just like, hey, my channel's theme has always kind of been Hassie from Blue Stinger and Illbleed. If you could like make it Hassie and I don't know, here's a photo of me, and then out of nowhere he saw the Beautiful Joe that I have on my shelf. I have this little bobblehead of Beautiful Joe. Hinchin' a go-go, baby. He saw that and he's like, I'm gonna make it look like Beautiful Joe, the icon. I did not tell him to do that. He just did it, and it was perfect. He got it right the first time. I've never been so honored in my life. So thank you again, Luke. So that was one thing I wanted to change. I wanted to change a bit of the equipment. I've got some new equipment that you probably can't see here, but I got like a new mic arm. I got new a new lighting system in my office. I've got a new camera. I got a little GoPro. I mean, I've got a couple of different cameras, but this is a new tool in my belt. And I did a lot of other things too. I had to guys, you don't understand. I really don't I don't know what the future of the internet is, okay? I've seen the internet decay in real time. I've been around on the internet, I don't know, since the early 90s, we'll say, in some capacity or another. But the things I grew up with, the things that research, like even for that Rainy Woods video, I had to go to the Wayback Machine, and thankfully they had some screenshots, you know. Archiving things is more pertinent and important than ever before. There's a YouTuber you like, there's a chance that YouTube might take down their channel with no warning. It's happened so many times. And then they have to make this weird appeal system to an AI bot. I almost lost a video, by the way. I almost lost a video last week. YouTube determined my Silent Hill the Short message video was promoting unaliving, even though it wasn't. It's actually the opposite of that. But Every Silent Hill the short message video on YouTube, I think, has been demonetized, and they got like a community guidelines warning, even though like the game itself is like antithetical anyway. That's just like one of the changes that kind of blew my mind. Like modern YouTube is not person driven. So when you're trying to communicate a problem you might have on your channel as a content creator, you may not get a human. It may just be an AI system that you're dealing with. And when I tried to appeal it, they're like, it's this content right here in the video. So like there's a scene like where the protagonist Anita takes a razor blade and brings it up to her wrist, and it fades to black. You don't see anything. It's just the implication of something. And so they're like, you need to cut this out. And I was like, well, I won't cut it out, but I'll blur it out. So I blurred it out. Even though you can't see anything, there's no slicing or whatever. Just that in itself got a community guidelines warning. I'm like, okay, that video's been up for a year. And then I looked at other Silent Hill short message videos, and they're all like, they all have this warning that pops up. So if you go to that video, you'll see that there's a warning now, which is so strange. Anyway, so that's changed. There's a lot of YouTubers that I grew up watching, and my favorite YouTubers that have either died. There's some dead YouTubers. And then, like, this is so shitty. They died, and then, like, this new AI community guidelines bot comes around and starts flagging all their content, and then, like, they can't appeal it because they're dead. And then their channel just, boo, evaporates, right? So, like, over a longer scale, a longer time that you have content, the longer you have it on YouTube, the more you are at risk. So, I've been doing a couple of things. I've been archiving my channel. I have backed up the project files and backed up like information, like some of the research I had on Rainy Woods and other things like that don't really exist in other places. So I have to like almost be a keeper of the flame and re-upload things, and it's getting stressful, kind of just like how much the internet is decaying and things are closing in. Like these AI bots that are scraping all this content and flagging it and copyright things is just nuts, man. So friendly reminder, if you got a favorite YouTuber or whatever, you know, back up those videos, because you never know what might happen. So yeah, there's been situations like where YouTuber I like died, they quit, something happened, and their channel was randomly taken down. And just their stuff becomes lost media, and that's sad to see. So I've backed up like all my stuff. So I have like a local copy of things. And if I don't think I'll quit YouTube. I think it's too late at this point. Like it's a sunk cost fallacy for me. But later on down the road, I'll make like, you know, a grand torrent or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, back up your favorite things. So that's a project I've been working on in the background. It's stressful, but it is what it is. All right. Another thing I've been doing is decorating the set, and I got this over the winter. I actually had to get pretty crafty. So here it is. Here's the big show and tell. You guys ready for it? Let's have a few Doritos, shall we? This is what they look like. They kind of look like a flaming hot Cheeto, by the way. Not bad, not great. It's like a Taki. Ready for it? Here you go. First things first. If you see back there, right there, that is Heather Mason, Heather Morris, whatever you want to call her. Heather from Silent Hill 3 has been a staple in this channel since the beginning. That is the only known copy of that poster. That's a really hard to find poster, turns out. I got it out of some gaming magazine, and I've kept it in good condition. And so I wanted to keep it, but I'm changing up the set a little bit. So she's going to live right up there, and you will see her when we do cool streams. Also, another anniversary, Devil May Cry 3. I got that when I worked at GameStop. And I've had that wall scroll ever since, and I love it. But I wanted some new stuff for my set. So I built something. Here we are. Ready for it? Here comes the best part. Ready for it? The colors aren't really showing up, but here we are. This is my James Sunderland background, and I made this frame for it. This is, I think his name is Luke East, is the illustrator of this portrait of James Sunderland. You can see his eyes are kind of scratched out there. I like that. And then I made this frame. It has like felt from like a army jacket there. I don't know if you can see that, but it has felt from an army jacket. And then I got these stained envelopes, kind of like an old letter that's fading. So it's like in various degrees of fading. And I also try to make them like triangles, pyramids and stuff, right? And then I also got the U.S. flag right there, just like James has on his Vietnam era jacket. So I tried to, like, you know, bring a bit of James's personality out in this. And so this is going to go in the background of the video. My webcam isn't really going to pick it up, but there is a green, you can kind of see it on my face. But then I also stapled some fairy lights is what they're called around to really make that green pop. And it makes the face of James like have a bit of a silhouette. So I wanted to make something that just looked unique for the HM set. So that's going to be in a background, but that's not the only thing. There's a companion piece. So this Luke East guy made another one, and I think this one's even better. You can't have James without his waifu, Maria. When I saw this portrait of Maria that this guy drew, it has like a, let me get it closer here, but it has I believe they're moths, technically. They're red moths. There's one like coming out of her face. And I was like, I've got to get these crimson moths on this border here. So I ordered a bunch of like, I don't know. I think they were like wedding decorations. Like somebody has a red butterfly. So I was like, I'll put that there. And then I went to a hobby store and you can kind of see it, but it's got like this shiny material like right here, like this blood splatter, because Maria's always dying. So I got like a little blood splatter pattern in the background there. And of course, we got the red glow there. I wanted to kind of do like a red and pink, like Heaven's Night, but I didn't have the materials for it. So I got Maria right here. She's gonna go right next to James in the background, and we'll have a little Silent Hill 2 representation. We've spent 10 years with Silent Hill 3. I think it's time to put some 2 in there. Like maybe later on I'll do Silent Hill 4 or something. So that was show and tell. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I really love Silent Hill, and this last year on the channel, I talked about 3 Silent Hill games. I talked about Short Message, Silent Hill 4, which is like my most successful review I've ever done. People really vibed with it. And then Silent Hill 2 Remake. And I think people slept on the Silent Hill 2 Remake video. Go watch it. It's a lot of fun. Okay. Junk says, please, Henry Townshend needs love. I showed him love. if you recall, I dressed like him. And then I also have the pin with the door. Frames turned out great, Hikiko. Thanks, Gardenback. Okay, we're gonna do a little bit of naval battles. Ready?
You win!
Oh, now it works. Friendly reminder, leave a like. I've been trying to get that to work. All my effects go off at once. That's hilarious. Leave that like. All right. So we're going to go do some naval battles. I'm so... So that heat just hit me. I'm so happy to be streaming. Now, I'm not going to be able to stream again until April, okay? So I apologize to everyone in advance, but it's just the way life is right now. But I will come back in April, and then I'm going to set a little schedule for streaming. I don't have it worked out yet, but I will have a schedule come April for streaming, so you will see more of the cool stream. And I think I'll be able to put out more content because it seems people really like 15-minute videos. And 15 minutes are much more manageable than my typical hour and some change thing. So you'll be seeing more of me come April. I'm really sorry. I wish I could stream more in March, but I just can't. But thank you guys for showing up. You should dress up like Travis from Origins. Hey, MD Chaos, that's a great idea. I'd like to cover Origins sometime. I did cover Origins. I covered Origins in the PSP video. Go check that out. I gave a little bit of history about Origins. MD Chaos, you want to see a video on spy fiction? I've talked about spy fiction in first episode of Sweary Files. I'd like to, but I have a planned video regarding Sweary Files this year. There's a new Sweary game on the horizon. It also crosses over into Grasshopper territory, if you know what I mean, and I think you do. There will be some Sweary content this year. I don't know when because there's not a release date yet. But soonish. Very soon. You're going to miss my longer videos. That doesn't mean longer videos are gone, junk. It's just that my priority is to make more regular content versus like throwing everything I have at one video at a time. Because while I do enjoy it after I'm done with it, it's kind of consuming, and then my channel drops off for a little bit, and it pops back up. I was like, oh, there's Hikiko again. So hopefully you'll like the shorter form content. Not completely short, but shorter. And then, you know, if I feel inspired or something to do a longer video, I'll do it. But short, bite-size, well-produced. That's what you can expect for now. Oh! Okay, we got out of his pathway. Now the real pirate Yakuza in Hawaii can begin. So you've got a few different means to attack. That red line you want to avoid. And you can kind of avoid it if you have a boost in your arsenal. So you can boost out of the way of the line of fire. So like this. And then you go over there and do a little drive-by there. You got machine gun turrets and cannonballs starting out. And you can also ram the ship. All right. And then after you've taken down the HP of the ship, then begins the deck battle, which is like an all-out slobber knocker. So you're prepared to board the enemy ship. This is kind of the Sujimon element. Deck battles. Once your cannon fire is made at deck battle, up to 20 members at a time. And then their support skills, yeah. They throw those in. This is where everyone calls it the Muso style. There's a lot of big battles, like 100 on some of the islands, not 100 at a time, but there's about 100 different enemies that you might have to fight on one of the treasure islands. And it does kind of become a bit of a Muso style. Is that one of my crew members? Oh no, it's theirs. We got a mage. Oh no. That's okay. We're about to settle the score. We're evening things out. Here we go. Big shadow tornado. Look at that. Yeah, it gets just chaotic really quick. They took out a lot of my crew members. I gotta train. I didn't do a good job of designating who does what. I just kind of did it randomly for the stream. So I think, yes, this is their captain. Okay, okay, back up, back up, back up. Just did a suplex on him. Got him. We did it. That's our first naval battle in the Colosseum there. So as you can see, all your crew members level up and stuff. There's a lot of different systems at play here, but it's not overly complex by any stretch. Well, they're going to have a celebration. Skipping ahead, skipping ahead. I catch up on these things later. Like, I get the gist of it. Thanks. We won. I'll crank it up for this cutscene. Oh. That's Samoa Joe. Not him, the other dude. I'm sorry. Was the chip bag pretty loud? I apologize. That's as loud as it goes. Until I go into the system.
お前、
お静かに、ジェイソン。
いやでも、なんや。
ナオミ姉ちゃん。
あ？
後でね、ノア。
This is running on the Steam Deck.
私は
So,
クイーン
like,
ミッ
this
ション
is,
にお使いしております。
Quite impressive for the specifications. It's really well optimized.
なんでこんなとこに。
Anytime you're in an interior scene, the texture quality bumps up. I think it's like a dynamic texture quality. The lighting is still great. The anti-aliasing is not the best. You can still see a bit of jaggies, or at least like that like ghostly aura around the edges, but it's better than Deadly Premonition.
私の最大の趣味。新しいスターが増えるの。
Yeah, so her feather boa is, you can see that screen dooring effect on it, where there's that layer of transparency. So some of the more sophisticated effects still, like, you know, dither in quality. I think that's called dithering. Like the hair over here. A lot of dithering going on. But when I play this on my actual PC, everything's like running at max.
クイーンはあなたたちがネレテオから来たことを知ってる。
I don't think it has high specifications, if I
それ
recall.
を探ってきてもらえない？
急に何の話や。
あなたはネレ島にいてもおかしくない立場。自由に出入りできる。それがクイーンがあなたをここに招待した本当の理由。
All right. You guys mind if we skip this? Let's skip it. I'll come back to it later. I know this is blasphemy, but we're on a stream. We got shit to do. It's gonna skip to some crazy twist, and I have zero context. But that's how we roll on the cool stream. Yeah, I like the detail on everyone's faces. Even though it does have a bit of the cartoonishness nature, you know, the ridiculousness, as you say, you can still see like blemishes and scars and all the pores in Majima's face. By the way, 60 years old. He still looks really good for 60. I think there's another Coliseum. We're going to do some treasure hunting. And I want to do that. Treasure hunting's a lot of fun. So let's go check it out. I guess we just unlocked a different bit of the map here. This is called Madlantis, by the way. The lost city of Madlantis. Just one of the areas. There's so many different areas. All right, let's rough them up a little bit. Woo. Woo. My little tiger helps me out too. Wouldn't let me do an aerial on him. Some of the enemies are too big to let you do the aerial combos. Oh, look what we got here. These are real things. If you've you can find UFO catchers, I think even in America. I know a lot of movie theaters have UFO catchers, but that is an officially licensed Sega thing that exists. Which video game we got here? Game Changer. And over here we have Pyramid, which is like a slot machine roulette kind of thing. And I don't think we can switch out the prizes, but that's one thing you can do. Can I get a clown on my team? What are these dudes doing? Oh, we got more UFO catchers over here. And this is it says Virtual Fighter. Is this Virtual Fighter? Okay, yeah, we got Virtual Fighter. Some more claw machines. I think I can get a clown on my team. That'd be pretty sweet. Food. Let's see what we got. What's cooking? Popcorn. Hell yeah. Oh, what do they call this? Family chicken? Family chicken? Family Mart has these fried chickens, and they're so good. Yeah, we'll just get some popcorn, I guess. Feast fit for a king, right there. There are UFO catchers in the U.S. AMC Theaters, I believe, has them. I've seen them out in the wild. Sega actually used to have quite a presence out here, arcade-wise. Arcades are essentially dead in America. They're very hard to find. But growing up, there was an arcade at this casino I lived next to that was owned by Sega. And they specifically had Sega machines. I recall playing House of the Dead for the first time in my life. Me and my dad went through the whole game together. On Friday nights, you could pay $5 and you would get a wristband and you could play all the games on free play. So me and my dad went through House of the Dead at that little Sega arcade. And all the arcades, like Sega, I think their biggest business is arcades and what is it, pachinko now? But that's where, oh no, that's a four-fister, no thanks. They make a lot of their money from the arcades, so you have most claw machines you see in the US, they might be owned by Sega. But UFO Catcher is their most popular out of any of them. And when you go over to Japan, they are everywhere. I think I went to, it was like the Taito. There's a couple of Taito buildings, and then Sega owns some arcades. And I went to some of the Sega buildings. I think they got rid of those, but they had like 7 or 8 floors of those UFO catchers of any like anime or mascot that you liked. There was some UFO catcher dedicated to them. Let's get this hottie. Okay. I gotta go take down some pirates for her to join me. What about this dude? He doesn't seem to fit in with his crew. How about us? I gotta beat the gray pirates to get him to join. Okay. Let's go check out these caves. I think this will be a good spot. I'm going to cook a little bit. We're going to explore the caves for some treasure. And I think we'll call it a stream after that. Required channel name says, the last time I saw a UFO catcher in real life was at the mall in Minnesota. I had a poster for the 2018 Peter Rabbit movie hung up in the back. I think it could not have been more sun-bleached. Oh, really? I always liked seeing, like, old prizes or something like that that just have been existing in a machine. Nobody's changed out the prizes in decades. I've seen a few of those in my time. My copy of not Tokyo Jungle, Africa on the PS3 was one of those sun-bleached situations. It was just at a rental store for like, I don't know, 6 or 7 years in direct sunlight that entire time. It was at a family video, I believe it was. And I asked them, I was like, when's somebody checked this out? When's the last time somebody checked this out? And they were like, only once. And it was like 7 years ago when it came out. So they only had it for like 2 days before they returned it. And so there was a copy of Africa, one of the rarest PS3 games, just being baked in the sun. And I still have it. I'll have to show you guys that sometime. It adds character. We'll make a couple more things. Ooh, what's this? A vast pirate party hell stew. A hot pot to make your crew cower in fear for a horrifyingly good party. Increases the crew's morale. Okay. We'll get some bear meat in there. Some pheasant meat. Those go together. Some butterflies. Yeah, let's throw that in there. And some milk to top it off. Oh, I need one more. And an egg. We're master chefs over here. Iron chefs. Yeah, I'm going to preach it as much as I can. Get yourself a Steam Deck. I mean, if you're a big, Nintendo soy jack or whatever, I guess you can wait out for the Switch 2, but I don't think you're going to have as much freedom as you would with the Steam Deck. And I even use it for the Proton Linux OS. It's nice to have like a fully functional PC that you can take around because you never know. You never know if you're going to be in a situation where you need a quick PC on the go. And it saved my ass a few times. I'll tell you that. I wish Valve would release like a new revision of it, more updated version of it. I'd definitely consider trading this one in towards a new one. But there's so many competitors on the market now. All right, let's go treasure hunting. Rumple Foreskin says, I only went to round 1 arcade in Odaiba when I went to Japan. Ended up picking up Taiko no Tatsujin drum set after I got home. Yeah, I have a Taiko. I have a Taiko drum. I got it when I worked at GameStop. I was like 15 years old or something like that. And I had buddies that were into DDR and Guitar Hero and stuff like that. And my dumbass was the only one who liked Taiko Drum Master. So I still have my Taiko drum. I'll have to show it off on stream sometime. I can't play Taiko because it uses copyrighted music and then the stream would get taken down, unfortunately. But I do enjoy myself some Taiko. Taiko is so funny. It has a very serious scene over there. They have the life-size, like, big Taiko drums over there where you have those big mallets and you're like, da, 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 da. Oh, speaking of drumming, last night I went to go see Osgood Perkins' The Monkey. He's the director who did Long Legs, which came out last year. And he's also the son of Anthony Perkins from Psycho. The original Bateman himself. The Monkey, by the way, I'd say I'd give it a slight recommendation. It wasn't what I was expecting, without giving too much away. Tonally, the trailers do kind of like a disservice to what you're actually going to encounter. It has some great kills in it, though. Some fantastic kills. It's a little bit on the low budget side, but it has a really interesting opening scene. Slight recommendation. Long Legs kind of left me with the same impression. Long Legs has some strong scenes in it, but there are areas like where the twists don't really, work for me in a way. The investigation didn't, it's not like it was trying to like homage Silence of the Lambs and Manhunter, but it just doesn't quite make it. But Nicolas Cage kind of carries most of Long Legs, so every time he's on the screen, you just want more. I feel The Monkey is tonally really all over the place, and the dialogue was kind of sloppy. It has some good moments, but it also has kind of that Millennium writing thing I'm telling you about, like where every character's a motor mouth or foul mouth or whatever, and there's not any great drama in it. There's some fun moments. It's kind of lighthearted in spots, but overall, I wasn't really digging it too much. You might like it, though. I don't know. It's worth going to check out. It ain't great. Rider with the Scarf says, okay, now I'm curious. Can you put other OS on it? Because I think the market for these kinds of things offers a few better alternatives. Raj, Ally, and they can avoid SteamOS. I haven't tried to do other OS. Just because, like, I have a laptop, and my laptop does everything I need the desktop environment to do. So my thing is with the Linux on Steam, on the Steam Deck, is I just wanted to play some, you know, basic emulators and shit like that, and it fulfills my needs in that area. You could probably run, you know, Windows or something, maybe a different build of Linux, but I haven't really explored it all that much, honestly. I know Raj Ally is very much not restrictive, comparatively speaking. So, I don't know, is my answer to that. Oh, by the way, Rumple Foreskin, you went to Odaiba. Odaiba's wonderful. That's where the big Gundam is, the Unicorn Gundam. I think the Unicorn Gundam's still out there. And they also have like that, the Mori Art Center. And what else was there? They have like that little miniature Statue of Liberty. I have a video about my time when I went to Odaiba on the channel somewhere. They even have a Toys R Us, which blows my mind. Toys R Us is alive and well in Odaiba. Odaiba is a man-made island. They made it in the 1980s, like during the economic boom of Japan. I'm not exactly sure what the intended purpose was. Like they wanted to build commerce. I think, is it Fuji Japan? The biggest network over in Japan is located in Odaiba. Like that's where they filmed Game Center CX. I didn't get to go to like the Fuji Network studio or whatever, but that's what it's in Odaiba. Yeah. Odaiba's connected to the Sumida River, and I took this weird submarine vessel called the Himiko. I took a ride from Odaiba up the Sumida River to like Nakano or something. Or what? I'm not sure where it was, but that's all in that video. Odaiba's like it's far more chill than like some place like Akihabara, that's for sure. It's got a bit more of the ocean front and big crows. Some of the biggest crows I've ever seen in my life. They're like small dogs, those crows over there. All right. I want to do one treasure hunt, but I don't think the thing is agreeing with me tonight. So let's see what this knucklehead wants. Akihabara is probably where I picked up COVID. That place is nasty. I do visit Akihabara every time I go, just because they do have some cool game stores. But I gotta be honest with you guys, the better game stores I found were in Osaka. There's this one place in Osaka where it's like a tiny hole-in-the-wall game shop. I got photos of it on my Instagram. But there's this tiny hole-in-the-wall game store in Osaka that had all sorts of like PlayStation 3 odd accessories. And I bought a refurbished DualShock 3, a pink one, for like 3,000 yen, which is like $16 US. And that's the cleanest, most functional DualShock I own. And it's region free. All of your controllers and PlayStation 3 accessories are region free. And Shigesato Itoi, the creator of Earthbound, and he also makes those calendars. Oh, look at this. We can get a VTuber. We can get a pretty hole. Hell yeah. Just look at that texture. That's crazy. We got the Border Break soundtrack. I don't know what Border Break is. We just got an Chivo for doing that. Yeah, we're just going to waste all our money. The leopard print hole, of course. That is Majima. Painted truck parts for the trim? Whatever, we're buying it all. We're just wasting this. Well, easy come, easy go. All right, there we go. You can just tell like how colorful this game is. It just utilizes such a unique color palette. A lot of purples though. I always like. I was listening to this fucking Mega Man 2 retrospective. It kind of went viral on Twitter or something, but this guy did like a 35-year-old Mega Man 2 retrospective, and one thing that he mentioned that I didn't know was Mega Man 1, the original one, was a commercial failure for Capcom, and they were going to kill the series, but they allowed the team to give it one more chance, and they like got to like recycle, of course, the assets from Mega Man 1 and put in things they weren't able to implement. Back in the day, like NES games, sometimes they came out like biannually. So you'd get Mega Man 1, and then like less than a year later, you'd get Mega Man 2, and so on and so forth. And the Yakuza games, you basically are the same thing. You get like a new Yakuza game annually. And the guy said like they were able to implement like a lot of the things that they couldn't in Mega Man 1. I think like the slide and some of the platforms and different powers and the like. And it ended up becoming like one of the most successful games in the Mega Man franchise afterwards, like far surpassing the first game sales. And allowing them to like, I guess it's kind of a dead franchise now. I don't know, because like, what is it? Mega Man, what was it? Which Mega Man was it? Was it 11 that just came out? That's the most recent one, but yeah, all because they gave them another chance. And I feel Yakuza does the same thing. Like, they always hold back some of their most ambitious and unique ideas. You know, they save a little bit for later, for the next time. And so even though this is like the Madden, the John Madden of Japanese beat 'em ups or whatever, there's always something unique and funny to find, and I never walk away from a Yakuza game thinking that I wasted my time. So it's got that going for it. Rumple Foreskin says, my holy grail I got was the giant seal pillow from Osaka Aquarium. They even vacuum packed it so it fit in my suitcase. Yeah, guys, if you have any inclination, if you care about like import gaming and stuff, and you live in the US, or especially the US, I don't really know what's going on with the tariff system. It's kind of a big worry going on for the average consumer, especially if your business relies on imports or you just order import things in general, which I do. You're better off. It might be cheaper just to get a plane ticket to Japan and buy the shit you're going to buy and import it back to yourself than it is to pay some of these upcoming tariffs. I think it's going to be really rough for import everything very soon. I'm not like, I don't know all the ins and outs of what's happening with the tariffs, but I do import a lot of odd games. Like the Earth Defense Force series gets physical copies over in Japan, and they're region free, and they also have the English language option in there. And I like to buy physicals. So if the next time you go in Japan, just think to yourself, like, is this going to be like twice as expensive to import? Are you better off shipping it to yourself or carrying it on with your luggage? I think so. You can still get the tax breaks for now in Japan as well. I believe it's like if you spend over 5,000 yen at certain stores and above, so like 5,000 yen and above, I believe it's 5,000 yen. Yeah, 5,000 yen and above, you get the tax exempt stuff, and you have to take it to customs. So on your passport, they staple a bunch of receipts, and you get like a tax refund, essentially. You get a rebate for everything that you bought in Japan over 5,000 yen. So that's pretty cool. And the exchange rate is so decent right now. So from the US to Japan, I believe it's a 1.6 multiplier. So for every dollar you exchange US dollar to Japanese yen, you get about 160 Japanese yen, which is doesn't seem like a lot, but you know, if you bring like $1,000, that shit is amazing. So and the Japanese economy is not doing the best, so your money does go further over there. So if you're looking to travel to Japan, this might be the best chance you get for a while. So just food for thought. I highly recommend it. It's my favorite place in the world. If I could immigrate over there, I'd do it and without a second thought. Everyone asks me, like, wouldn't you miss America? Nope. Nope. If there was a button where I could just sell off all my shit and, you know, live on a teacher salary or something over in Japan. Give me a 1-bedroom incel nest or something over there. You know, just a mattress on the floor or a sleeping bag, one fold-out chair, a TV, and a PlayStation 3. I'm going to Japan tomorrow. Okay, I would do it. I would hit that button. I'd hit it twice. I would not miss a fucking thing about Burgerland. God damn. I'd give it all up. Nothing left. Ain't nothing left for me here, boys. I got 0 sense of patriotism. I got no loyalty. F this place. My tax dollars are going to waste on a daily basis. I'm getting poorer by the day. Just existing. Just fuck it. I'll live it. I would rather die as a bum in Nippon than as a pauper over here in America. Any day. And that's the bottom line. Fucking... Oh my god. It's so... When I go over to Japan, it's like I get a look into like a utopia. Like, this is how society could be if people gave a shit about each other. You know? If we just had, you know, people looking out for their neighbor, this is how it could be. You got clean cities, bathrooms where you could eat off the floor, good, fresh food that don't have a whole bunch of additives and high fructose corn syrup, you know, shit that doesn't give you cancer all the time. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I think I will. Sign me up. Ryder with the scarf's like, same, seeing same in chat. Yeah. I'm telling you now, guys, nothing will jade you quicker than being in America, like being an American your entire life. And then like setting foot on Japanese soil and taking a look around and saying like, what? Like, you mean everything is designed to make everyone's lives a little bit easier. They look out for the, you know, they're poor, they're sick, they're disabled. How, like, healthcare is so cheap over there, guys. The next time I go over there, I'm going to get a physical. I'm going to get an eye exam. Maybe just like a Club Med situation. I've been reading these Japan travel posts, like where this guy, he got a really bad flu virus and he went over to Japan. Didn't have his like American insurance card or whatever. Just went over to Japan as a foreigner and like had to stay for a night in a Japanese hospital because they wanted to observe them. He got, 3 hots and a cot. He got 4 prescriptions that he needed to take to help with this virus. All told, it was about $50. What the fuck? That's amazing. Now, as I said, like, this is some shit I read on Reddit, But the general consensus that I've heard over the years is that they have good, quick, efficient, and reasonable health care. You get what you pay for. And that shit just blows my mind. See, everyone here in America right now, we're kind of a slave to our full-time jobs because our entire livelihood hinges on whether or not we have insurance. And the only way to afford insurance is to have a full-time job, because there is a mandatory declaration like where you have to, like, if you work over 30 hours at a place, you're considered like full-time, and that's how you get health insurance. But it's shitty health insurance, guys, because you still go into debt with high dollar deductibles and other stuff like that. Anyway, I'm not trying to go on like a rant, but we don't get what we pay for, and we pay out the nose for it. And like everyone wants to say like, well, our wait times aren't as long as, you know, Canada or something like that. It's like, actually, most people choose not to go to the hospital because they're afraid of going in debt, so they just suffer in silence and just drink their pain away. That's the other option. They just never go. Anyway, so the next time I go, we'll do a little Club Med. Yeah, I think I will. I think I will just pay. I think I read this guy. This is a thing that's going on right now. I see it all the time on TikTok and Instagram and shit like this. But people go over there with really bad eyesight, okay? They go over with bad eyesight, and you can go to these machines. Like there's like a little optometrist in the malls where they do like a little the eye exam and stuff like that. You take a questionnaire. So like I have very sensitive eyes to bright blue lights and the sun and everything. Like I use blue light filters on fucking everything. So I have pretty sensitive eyes. So you take like an inventory, you do like you consult with an optometrist. In that same day, when you go, and it's like in a mall or wherever it is, in that same day, you get your optometrist like diagnosis, like what your vision's at. You tell them what kind of frames you want. They tell you what kind of lenses you need. All told, $70 US. It's insane. Like, we're being lied to over here. Why is it $70 over there and like $400 to $500 over here? It ain't mathin'. So, yeah, the next time I go over there, I'm going to get, because I know I have myopia, which means like I'm nearsighted. It's not like really bad, but it's enough to like, you know, affect certain things of my vision, like really far off distances and stuff like that get a little blurry for me. But fuck it. Next time I go, I'm just going to get some glasses. $70, $70. Guys, that's insane. And I know some of you guys are like living in European nations and stuff like that. Like, what's the big deal? Our government just provides that for us. What's the big fucking deal, Hikiko? It's a big deal. Big deal. All right. What's my mission objective here? I should have read that. We got to save Noah no matter what. Okay, so Noah's been kidnapped. I guess there's probably a hook point, maybe? Yep, there's a hook point. MD Chaos says, seriously, the healthcare in Japan is that cheap? Wow. Yeah. Now I'm sure they probably don't have everything, like the same kind of like technology or the equipment that you might find in like the Mayo Clinic or something in the US. But I mean, for your basic needs, I'm sure they'll meet them just fine. You know, if you're looking for like glasses, I don't know about dentistry. I can't get into that, but it just blew my mind. I do have friends that live over there, and they've been, I mean, like, what is it? I think the average life expectancy is pretty dang old over in Japan. It's actually kind of a problem because old people aren't dying off enough quickly to be replaced by the new ones, by the babies and stuff. So, but that should tell you something. It's possible. It's possible to have good health care. Username says, in Midwest, I went to a local coffee shop yesterday, got 2 juices, biscuits and gravy, the flour and water covered in flavored flour, and a granola bar for $40? Are you you paid that? I would have walked out. I'm not trying to be a dick, but I would have walked out That is insane to me, man. Were you in a pinch or something? Were you like really that desperate or hungry? I'm not judging you. I'm just saying like $40 for a breakfast? I'll cook it home. I will cook it home. Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. I live in the Midwest as well. And I don't go out to eat that much. If I do, it has to be like a really good deal. I don't go to fast food as much anymore, like McDonald's, because like the value is not there. You might as well just go to a local mom and pop shop or get yourself a quality meal for what you'd pay at McDonald's. I think like a Big Mac and fries and shit. A Big Mac, fries, and like a fountain soda is somewhere in the ballpark of like over $10 or something like that. Just nuts. Even like double cheeseburgers, which used to be like $1, are like $2.50. Yeah, in Japan, like a 3-course breakfast, like all the stuff you listed, would probably be 500 yen. You can eat like a king for 500 yen in most spots. And you can have like freshly cooked hot meals, not something that was frozen and, you know, came from a Cisco warehouse or whatever. If you ever worked fast food before, Cisco is like one of the leading suppliers for shitty food. Yeah, that's a crazy $40 just blows my mind, man. I'm sorry. I'm trying to parry this guy, but okay. There we go. Rumple Foreskin says, saw a blog of pregnant woman who had her baby while on holiday in Japan. She posted everything she ate during their stay at the hospital, and it looked better than restaurants here. Dude. There's this channel that I watch on YouTube. Check them out. It's called Japanese Food Craftsmen, okay? If you want to know how good they're eating pretty damn good in Japan. But even, like, the prisoners are eating better than most, you know, like, regular people in America, okay? A lot of regular people in America are just going hungry, or they're skipping meals and shit. But even the prisoners in Japan are eating, like, full-on bento boxes with stuff that they farmed at the actual prison. Fresh fruits and vegetables. They treat their prisoners with dignity, and it's not like some weird ramen and Pop-Tart economy. Everyone is fed. And there's got to be something to that. Like there's got to be some, like, it is possible. I think we've just been like brainwashed our entire lives. I don't understand how anyone could like go over to Japan, see how good everyone's eating and how people are fed and the disabled and the elderly are taken care of, and look at your own country and say like, oh, it's just not possible over here. Sorry. No, it is. We can look out for each other. It can be that good. McDonald's app saved my life, says Sinus. Yeah, but that's the trade-off. In America, if you have the McDonald's app, they're just the discount, the coupons you're getting are your data. Like, you are giving away your data and your eating habits and your location and everything to McDonald's for pennies on the dollar. Like the savings that you get from McDonald's. But I understand you got to do what you got to do. Like, McDonald's breakfast, no joke, is one of the higher quality, more consistent breakfasts you can get. Those hash browns are my Achilles heel. I love those hash browns, goddammit. But that's what they want. They want you to be app dependent. They are relying on people's like laziness to not use the app, if that makes sense. Because there are some people out there who just don't even look at the price. They just, whatever, it's convenient, bro. It's convenient, so they don't think about that and just buy it. So in a way, like, the people that aren't well off they have the app, and it's like they have like a separate economy through that app. You know what I'm saying? They have a separate economy that they can participate in just regarding the McDonald's ecosystem in their app. And everyone else, the lazy, they have to pay like the cuck prices. They have to pay the, like Ray Kroc would come out of the grave and just jizz if he saw the fucking base prices, the standard prices of McDonald's. It's stupid. No, on no planet should you have to pay $3 for a McChicken, and it ain't even real chicken. Some sort of pink slop. I don't know, man. I think we're being lied to. The pandemic over here has inflated everything. And I'm not saying like, the corporate greed does play into it, but I think the new customer base that has been formed over the years of people's complacency, if that makes sense. Like, people are not self-sufficient. They don't learn how to cook. Cooking is an essential skill that should be just taught in every school. And it shouldn't start in high school. I know, like, they do a lot of food multicultural classes and what have you in high school. Like, I took one in high school. It should start in kindergarten, honestly. You should know how to, like, at least make some soup or ramen or even, like, oatmeal. Learn how to use a microwave. I was cooking for my family probably around that age. At 5, I was expected to, like, learn how to pour milk in my bowl of cereal. If my mom was out working or doing something, if I wanted to eat, I could either wait till she got home or whatever, or I could, do it myself. And it's insane, like, how people will just, like, settle for, like, the craziest slop, like the most, I don't know, shitty artificial ingredient, like 70 ingredients, preservative laden frankenfood or whatever, rather than, like, take a couple of vegetables and make a soup stock out of some meat, or even throw shit in a crock pot. Like, that's like a lost art for a lot of Americans. It's insane to me. Like, I would have starved to death in college if I didn't know how to use a crock pot or, at the bare minimum, use a microwave. But when I went to college, there was, like, kids, even back then, that would just spend all their money at McDonald's or Sonic or something like that. Like, how are you not diabetic, one? But two, like, where are you getting all this money? And they're probably using their insane student loans to pay for all their, like, mixed slop. But apparently that's gotten worse since the pandemic. I don't really have any statistics, okay, Reddit, so chill. But I guess a lot of modern Gen Z, probably late millennials and stuff like that, just were never expected to cook. They've just, like, been trained to, like, go and get convenient fast food and shit, and they raise their kids on it and all that, and it blows my mind, man, because, like, let me put it into perspective for you. So the American economy is not great for the consumer. Groceries are really getting super expensive. Like, I think a lot of people have short-term memories on, like, how much eggs used to cost, like how cheap they used to be, how cheap, like, your staple groceries used to be. But I can go to Costco and I can get, like, a big cut of beef for, like, $30, right? And that cut of beef I can make, like, 15 meals out of that. And fresh, fresh beef every meal. I can, like, cut it up. I can freeze a portion of it. I can make all sorts of meals. I can make tacos. I can make Korean beef bowls. I like those two things a lot. I can make stroganoff. I can make hamburgers, whatever I want out of that, right? For, like, $30, I can get a big cut of beef. And that's not even, like, a regular butcher. Freeze off what I'm not using currently. I can do some meal prepping, right? I do a lot of meal prepping because I eat a lot of protein. and I make like, you know, burritos that you can just microwave real quick. So you spend one Sunday afternoon, you fry up some burger or some chicken or whatever like that. You season it. You got to season that food. I put in some like Chihuahua Mexican cheese in there, some rice. I make the rice myself. Kohoku rice is the brand. It's like a sushi rice. Put some beans in there. And I can probably get 30 burritos. 30 burritos, right? Now, I'm not just sitting here eating burritos every day, but I can freeze like half of those and then like have burritos for an entire month almost. And schools don't really teach you that kind of shit. Being poor, like growing up poor, growing up like, you know, out of necessity, like learning to cook teaches you that. And then so essentially what's happening right now in America is like the former middle class and the rich are outpricing the poor, but the poor are kind of like getting a leg up because they've learned how to cook stews. They've learned how to cook, you know, from bulk and utilize food pantries and stuff like that. If you're not utilizing food pantries in America, what the fuck are you doing, bro? You gots to. Everything is insanely overpriced. A lot of food in our country goes to waste. It'll make your head spin. There's this guy I follow on Instagram. His name's Dumpster Dive King. There's also a movement in America called the Freegans and stuff like that. I watched like a documentary on Freeganism. Not something I'd participate in necessarily, but it'll like, I don't know, red pill you on how much shit goes to waste around here. Like, nobody cares. Like, all the reason why stuff's so expensive is because people just let it happen. You know, they let shit get thrown away, go to waste. They don't cook for themselves. They go to, like, the same, like, corporate oligarchs that feed them the shit that's giving them cancer. And I'm not even a conspiracy-minded guy. I'm just saying, like, people's, what do they call that? Ineptitude or their reliance on big companies, big media conglomerates, big grocery chains, big fast food, all that. They just can't let go and wean themselves from that and like take back their agency, you know. The one thing I'm going to say this, and this applies to everyone. If you want to save money and you want true freedom in your life, free up your time, start to learn how to meal prep. Just, you know, figure out what you like, buy a lot of that thing. There's some people, you know, that love just chicken nuggies. All they like is chicken nuggies and mac and cheese. You know, buy yourself an air fryer, get you like a big 20-pound bag of nuggies, bunch of like noodles, make yourself a roux, and go for it. Oh my God. Hey, Thanasius over here. We got 5 memberships in here. We got a 5 membership. Thank you, Thanasius Dimos. Gifted 5 memberships. Hassies in chat. Post Hassies if you got them. Thank you so much for the memberships. They're just fun emotes. If you are part of the $5 membership, by the way, I am posting early videos like I do on the Patreon. So you and the patrons get a little bit early videos. Honestly, I think the Patreon is the best way to support the channel because the revenue split isn't as bad. So if you want to make sure most of your money goes to the channel and production costs, literally everything I make on this channel goes back into production, keeping production going. I'm not like living high on the hog. I'm just, shit breaks, I repair it, and that's my spiel on that. Okay, I don't like to shill all that much. Hassie's in chat. Thank you guys. I don't know, guess it. How can you blame some of them? Many Americans don't even have the luxury of a proper supermarket or grocery store. I'm not blaming everyone, man, because there are food deserts that only have like a Dollar General or something like that. I know about the food deserts too, but I would say if you live in a metropolitan area of any kind over a certain population, you need to learn how to cook. I'm not blaming it. Dude, like, there's always that guy who comes in. There's always that guy that comes in and is like, but what about this? Yeah, I acknowledge that. But I'd say on the whole, convenience always outweighs self-reliance over here, and that's why it got so bad. And you could also argue that the food deserts happen that way because people stopped going to ma and pa shops that would either locally source things or supply or order things from other suppliers, and they had to eventually turn into Dollar Generals. But whatever. Rumple Foreskin with the €5. Thank you for the stream and latest vids, Hikiko. Looking forward to the schedule in April. I'm gonna like that. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, come April, I'm really going to up my output on things. Fortunately, March is an extremely busy month. I can't get into it right now, but I'm just being upfront. March is just not in the cards at the moment. I'm sorry. But more of a regular stream schedule, like regular streams, and shorter, more succinct videos, about 15-minute range or above. I'm not ruling it out, but expect that. Let's see here. Username, that's a luxury. An oven is a necessity to cook. That cleaning can be done by hand. A harsh lesson I learned growing up. I mean, there's a lot of different avenues to cook something. I'm not going to get into what's the best one. I use an air fryer for a lot of things, and that's just like a simple household appliance, you know? I use an air fryer. I do have a gas stove. I boil things. I don't have, like, the most sophisticated tech of all time, you know? But even, like, a microwave or any little thing, you can definitely meal prep. But a crock pot, I would recommend a crock pot at the very least. If you're going to, like, go with any, you know, if you're just starting out cooking and you're not necessarily lazy, but you're, like, an amateur at it, set it and forget it kind of things. You know, pick out a protein, throw in a soup base, some herbs, whatever, and just let it do it itself. You know, let it take care of it. Another based Hikiko head. I got Hikiko heads in here. Yeah, oh, the hat. You guys got the Hikikomori hat. That's right. That's the last tier if you've been a member for over 12 months. So appreciate you guys. I know I went on a big America rant. Sorry, all you patriots. I apologize to all you patriots out there. But I am an American, and I have a right to voice my concerns. And I'm red-pilled on America, okay? Once you go to Japan, that's just, it jades you for life. It jades you for life. And I'm speaking directly, like, the people who've been to Japan, you know. If you know, you know. There are some of you in chat that have been or maybe live there. It'll blow your mind. You'll start seeing new colors. All right. Wasn't expecting this kind of swordplay in Yakuza. Oh, yeah, for the pairing. I think you might be a little bit behind in the stream, but that's all right. It's not the most sophisticated in the world, but it's serviceable for a beat-em-up. Let's see. I gotta be honest, I'm sort of preoccupied with other things during this stream, but Yakuza Pirate Adventure seems better than I thought. This is just scratching the surface of this game. There's so much to it. I'm only on Chapter 2, if that puts it in perspective. And there's been new stuff, I don't know, we'll say every 30 minutes there's something new and amazing. Which is a pretty good value judgment or ratio for amazing things. There's another kitchen item I'd recommend if you want to spend a little bit more, and it's not like the most expensive thing. It's about $100 it'll run you. Is an Instant Pot. It's a pressure cooker, crock pot, all sorts of utilities for it. It can saute things. It's a staple in my kitchen. I make a lot of soup stock out of it. So if you have like chicken bones or, you know, every Thanksgiving I have a turkey carcass left over, throw it in the Instant Pot with some bouillon and some veggies and stuff like that. I recently thawed my turkey and made some turkey noodles and stuff like that. Don't let it go to waste. Don't let it go to waste, friends. Every Thanksgiving, I make this like heart-stopping gravy is what we call it. Heart attack gravy. The gravy is actually what we refer to. One of the techniques I use for like roasting my bird is I do the bacon sweater, where I do like a lattice of bacon on top of my turkey. I inject it with butter and like a Cajun infusion, like all sorts of like Creole seasonings, throw some garlic, and then I render down the turkey neck. I take the turkey neck and the giblets, I rendered that down, and then I use the drippings from the turkey and the turkey neck and everything, and then I infuse that in my gravy. And it creates a somewhat salty and savory gravy, okay? And it is like so buttery and salty and delicious. And then like I hit you with some jellied cranberries, so you get that salty and that sweet. I've never talked about food so much before on a stream, but I am a chef sometimes. I take a lot of pleasure in cooking and trying new things. I think that's like the great unifier. Everyone likes food, right? But I take a lot of delight in learning to exist outside of the boxed food hellscape where a lot of Americans my age exists. Please pass the gravy. Yes. Required channel name. I got myself a meat grinder for Christmas 2 years ago. It's a pretty good upgrade for somebody that works with meat a lot in the kitchen. Yeah. Do you make your own sausage? I have a food dehydrator. My mom got me like a dehydrator like way back in the day. When I was in high school, I used to make my own, not gravy, jerky. I used to make my own jerky, like with venison, which is deer meat. And I also like made some flank steak and a jerky and stuff like that. Jerky is super expensive over here, guys. Like really, you'll end up paying like almost $10 a bag of jerky. And if you want to get like the top shelf stuff, you'll pay upwards of $25 for a bag of jerky. Like smoked basic jerky, even pepperoni and stuff. Any kind of cured meat over here is pretty expensive. So I learned how to make my own jerky, and you can make, you know, a couple of pounds of jerky for well under $10 if you have a dehydrator. Pretty easy stuff to do. I need to make some jerky. I'd love to make some pineapple jerky. With some actual like dehydrated pineapples in there. Some dehydrated pineapple chunks. That sounds good. I think it's because I watched, you guys know this guy, Steve MRE Info. Steve 1989 MRE Info, something like that. He just bought a dehydrator and he like made his own MREs. Pretty cool. I like to do that. All right, let's go out on one more sailing adventure. We're on the 3-hour mark of this stream. Oh my god. I'm sorry. We rambled quite a bit here. But some reminders before we get on the ship here. All the cool streams are on the cool stream playlist. There's a playlist on the main page of the channel. So if you're looking for a past cool stream, you can go to the cool stream playlist. It'll be there. I unlist my cool streams for channel metric reasons because not everyone watches them, right? So channel metrics are based on like the average time the average person who clicks on a video watches and what have you. There is a watch time that is always being like averaged between all videos. So I leave the cool streams on the playlist so the people who want to watch them can, and it just makes more sense from a metrics point of view. I know it's kind of lame getting in and all that stuff, but there's a reason for it. Here you go, Kazuma. We got Kiryu. He's just is this Yakuza? I think it's like Yakuza 3 Kiryu. Pre-cancer. Hikiko cooking channel win. I don't know. I mean, I made the sandwich. I made the center sandwich. I ate a jar of pickles. I kind of cook on the cool stream sometimes. Maybe when I'm older or something. When I'm retired, I'll make a cooking channel. If I ever escape to Nippon, if I finally make that big escape to Nippon, I'd do it. Valofax91. I survived on rice and beans for a month when I started working at my first job. Hell yeah. Beans are essential to everything. They are essential to everything, and they go with everything. Good, clean protein source. And there's so many different ways to prepare them. I always have black beans on hand. Frijoles. I love making fajitas. God damn. Probably my favorite thing to make is fajitas. It's got your steak, your peppers, your spices, your frijoles, your rice, and salsa. I recently made a really good salsa. They called it the Green Goddess salsa, I think it was. It was essentially like parsley, cilantro, avocado, fresh limes, and your various spices and stuff, and onions, and garlic. It's essentially guacamole, is what I described, but it was a fucking delicious guacamole sauce. Yeah. All right, let's go sailing. Writer with the scarf says, "Come on, Hikiko, you gotta cook on this channel. All the good stuff from Swery's games, especially some good rice." I cooked the center sandwich. I did do that, and the pickles. Rice is easy. Like, rice is the easiest thing you can learn how to cook. Get yourself a nice rice cooker, and you can cook other things inside of a rice cooker too. But all you got to do to make decent rice is you get I get Kohoku rice. You can get like a 40-pound bag of rice at Costco for like $20, and that 40-pound bag will last you half a year at least, depending. And you take the rice, you measure it out. You do like a 1-to-1 ratio, like a cup of water for every cup of rice. But you got to wash that rice. If you're not washing the starch off your rice, you're doing it wrong. And I wash the rice, and then you get some mirin, some rice wine, and some vinegar. You mix it together, about a tablespoon is what I go for. And you put in the rice, the mirin, the vinegar, And about a water, as I said, the ratio is 1 cup of rice per 1 cup of water. If you can filter the water, I'd recommend it. And then just throw it in a rice cooker. Have yourself some good rice in like 5 to 6 minutes. A video where you make all the insane sweary food items. Some of the most insane food is in D4, Dark Dreams Don't Die. That's sweary off the leash there. That is sweary off the... We got Eggles for 10 memberships. Oh my god. Oh, we got to get guys. Oh my god. Shout out to Eggles. I think that's... I know Eggles. Eggles is always in the streams. Thank you so much, Eggles. Everyone post Tassies. Yeah, I see all these memberships. That's insane. Everyone post Tassies. Post Yorks. Post them if you got them. Emote it up. I want to see a wall of Hassies. Crispy Jeb got... We got Matthew got it. Mangster got it. Sarika. Keem 86. Shido MH. Yuriko. Kurosai. Crispy Jeb. I know you're in here. Fill me with your Hassies. Fill me with your Hassies. Fill. Let's see him. Let's see him. Username, I'm sorry. It will happen one day. Stick around. I want to go back to the ship and sail a little bit, but of course, Yakuza is a very overindulgent kind of game with all the story missions. Like, they show you the fun stuff, and then they railroad you into story missions for another hour before you can go back to the fun stuff, so we're going to do it, though. We're going to get back on that ship. Eggle says, I can't stay. I'm still on Like a Dragon 1, behind on my Majima lore. Really, you can hop in here and not really miss much. But Like a Dragon 1, Yakuza 7, so good. That's probably my favorite in the series. It just hit me at the right time in my life. Ichiban's enthusiasm is infectious. He really was a fun, new, like, I like Kiryu. Don't get me wrong, I like Kiryu. But, Ichiban's more of my speed. I think he really captures the essence of Yakuza. Hey, Yuriko, you got the free sub. I'm happy to see. We got a little HM logo down there. MD Chaos. Sometimes moral support is enough, okay? I'm always happy to see you there in the Discord, so. We're back to sailing. And we do have a treasure hunt. I wanted to show you guys at least one treasure hunt before we called it a stream, so. Ooh. You can do like a hard break, but sometimes the camera takes a little bit to catch back up. So you can like hit B and do like a handbrake turn on this. Let's ram it. Boom. Somebody was asking me like, how's the ship battles in this game, Miles? And I'm like, well, you ever played that Pirates Black Cat or whatever? The Curse of Black Cat or whatever on the PlayStation 2. It was a really specific reference, but it plays like a PlayStation 2 pirate game, like a very early pirate game. It has the fundamentals. You can, you know, get into the more nuanced stuff of it if you want to like deck out your ship and get wild with it, you can. But it's simple. You just have a turret, you have some cannons, you can ram ships, build up your defenses. I'm sure it gets really crazy later on, but starting out, it's just silly. Was that Black Cat one of the Simple Series games you talked about? No, that's you're thinking of the pirate. There is that Pirate Simple Series game that I covered. That's episode 5 of the Simple Series. Probably the best episode of the Simple Series. I can tell you a little bit about that. So there's been a couple of times in my life where I considered quitting the channel. Okay, we're gonna get Kiryu on our team. There are a couple of times in my life where I considered quitting the channel, and about the time that I made the Simple Series episode 5 was one of those times. And we'll get Ichiban too. It's because there was this guy on this website. I know this is like ancient history. I don't really care now, but there was this guy on this website called Hardcore Gaming 101, where every time I would post a Simple Series video, he would post an article on it. And it was specifically the videos that I made, right? Like, he didn't really branch out. And he was using some of the same words that I used, or the same, like, sentences and phrases and jokes that I used in my video for his articles. This is probably a lot more common now than it was back then. And this was like, I don't know, not 10 years ago, but, you know, like 7 years ago or so. This is probably a lot more common now when AI rips off scripts, but there was a dude on Hardcore Gaming 101 that was getting paid $50 per article, and he was just like transcribing my videos and covering the same games I was covering right after I released the video. So my video would go up, and then this guy would release an article, and then he'd get paid for it. And then everyone in the comments would be like, "Oh wow, this is so cool! I'm so glad you found this," you know. And so episode 5 was when I had enough. I had enough of his bullshit, and I decided to like tell a story about what it felt like to be plagiarized. And so episode 5 is kind of like a David Lynch film about how this dude from Hardcore Gaming 101 was plagiarizing my articles. And I tried to like reach out to HG 101, and they never cared. This was all on Twitter, so I don't even know if it's still up, but I don't even know how they operate now, but back in the day, Hardcore Gaming 101, anyone could contribute. So I don't think they had like the most serious vetting process, but it's still an extremely shitty thing to do, because back then I probably had under 1,000 subscribers. There's been a big significant portion of my channel's history where I had like, you know, not a lot of subscribers, but I mean, not that that matters, but it feels worse whenever like, you know, a big content outlet or because I used to read Hardcore Gaming 101 all the time, and I was like a big fan of their obscure game coverage and all that shit like that. And they recommended a few really good games that I enjoyed. But after that situation, I stopped reading them entirely. I was really pissed about it. So I made like a whole video. Episode 5 was meant to be like the last Simple Series, but I think I made a couple after that. But episode 5 of the Simple Series is about the pirate. The pirate is I think it's called Swashbuckler in Europe, but it's called the pirate in Japan. And it's a really funny and stupid and petty video that I made. And I'm very much known for my petty little videos. I still think it's really funny. Kirk's in that one. Kirk did a really funny performance in that. Kirk plays the plagiarist in that video. I got a very experimental. Zabrannigan says plagiarism is so out of control online. Yeah, it is. I know it's like a common topic here on the channel, but it gets exposed, but there's not really any disincentive for the plagiarist to stop, if that makes sense. Like everything, art, music, literature, everything is being plagiarized at an unprecedented pace. And so I think like people that just grow up around like this next generation of kids just aren't going to give a fuck because they're plagiarizing all their homework all the time. They just don't have any shame. And let me tell you, if I grew up throughout high school and there was ChatGPT, I guarantee I would be utilizing it as a tool too. So I'm not going to try and moralize about it, okay? But it seems like nobody cares who the source is of something or what where the original idea came from. And to a certain extent, there's nothing new under the sun as well. Like you're always going to be influenced or inspired by something. I list my inspirations. You should list your inspirations and pay credit where it's due. But people just seem to be more okay with it, you know? So you can either get really distraught about it and depressed and give up, or you can just keep on trucking, and I'm just choosing to keep on trucking. Because I still think it's worth creating. A 1 is always better than a 0 in my mind. Even if you don't make, you know, the next great American novel or whatever, I think a 1's always better than a 0. And you can't live your life in fear of something that may or may not happen. All right, I guess I'm doing a ghost ship. This is going to be the last bit of the stream, I promise. I need to chill and read a book. I need to settle down. You guys got me all anxious. Digging up the past. You can't change the past, David. You just have to accept it. You have to move on. Some people have been checking out. I've been looking at my channel analytics, and a lot of people are checking out the sweary files, and that just warms my heart. Especially that D4 video. If I could like turn more people on to Dark Dreams Don't Die, that's kind of my like life's mission, is to get more eyes on that game. It really never got its due praise, and it died too soon. Too soon. So yeah, if you've never seen my D4 Dark Dreams Don't Die video, highly, highly recommend it. I had such a great time making that. I almost passed out making it during that edit. I remember it well because I used to like make sweary files a Christmas thing. So like every Christmas there would be a new sweary files, and I was down to the wire on D4. I was like editing Christmas Eve, like all of Christmas Eve, to get that thing done. And I accomplished what I set out to do with that. I showed off my theories for season 2, showed like never before seen footage, and you know, shared a lot of Sweary's perspective on things. So I was really proud with how that one turned out. I wish I could get more people to watch my favorite stuff, but once you start, like, you know, going into the more hardcore stuff, like extermination, people, I don't know, they just don't want to take a chance on it. Anything that's not Deadly Premonition, like, people kind of dip out on Sweary. Which is strange, because he has a lot of great games under his belt. If you stick with them, that is. What is this? Oh, I got some boosts. That's really nice. I got the pincers of pain. The pinchers of power. I made a video on the missing, but I did. It's not technically a sweary file. I don't know. I covered the missing the day it came out. It was kind of botched because I think it was Arc System Works, the guys who do Guilty Gear, were publishing the missing. And honestly, outside of D4, I think the missing had the biggest chance of getting mainstream appeal out of any of Swery's games. And they fucked up on the release. I think it got delayed by a week and was overshadowed. It actually got nominated for a game award, but it was up against something like Celeste, so it never stood a chance. That's the only Swery game that I think that was ever up for a game award. Probably the only one he may ever get, sadly. Miss Fu88, hey, Hikiko, ever come into Blue Sky? No. I'm not trying to trash on it, but everyone who went over to Blue Sky is now coming back to Twitter. As far as social media is going, I'm not going to be an expat anywhere else. I'm not migrating to another platform. As much of a hellscape Twitter is, and there's shit I hate about it, it's the only... I'm a small channel, and I already struggle with getting people who are subscribed to my channel to be notified of when stuff's coming out. And besides YouTube, Twitter is the only place like where I have any sort of a presence, I guess, on social media. And it's the devil I know. I know how it operates. I know what to expect. And it's like one of the only places where I can connect with people I know and other creators and stuff like that. I'm not a fan of it, okay? It's shitty. It's a shitty place, but I'm not just going to hop on another Jack Dorsey product because that's where everyone's going. I saw the writing on the wall. Blue Sky is just like kind of an echo chamber for the same like-minded people. And it's almost like, you know, almost a hipster place to go. Like, oh, it's, you know, like boutique, right? It's like the vegan muffin shop that everyone's raving about for like 2 months, and then they stop patronizing it, and the owner goes bankrupt shortly after. And that's what's happening with Blue Sky. All the people that were trashing on people who were on Twitter and all this and that are now coming back with their tail between their legs. And I think all social media is trash, okay? There's nothing super valuable that comes from it other than like letting people know where your shit is, and as like, you know, a business or something, right? I don't really care about what people are saying on Twitter. I look for funny things. If there's funny things posted, you know, I'll participate in that, but it's I don't really I don't know. I just don't see anyone moving anywhere else anytime soon. I don't. If there's like a big groundswell of support for Blue Sky, and you know, it's just like you have to go there because that's where everyone's posting, I would. But like even loudmouths like Mark Hamill and shit have come back to Twitter, and Stephen King and all that. Like, you know, all the guys who shat on it and told everyone, hey, this is where the party's at. Like, I don't know. It just didn't seem like it was going to last. And I've been through so many different social media sites, guys. I've been around a long time on the internet. And every time, you know, somebody tells you like, oh, go over here to Vine, or go over here to vid.me, or go over here to Mastodon, and decentralized social media and shit like that. In concept, they're great, but for me, I see social media as a marketing tool, as a utility, if you will, more so than a place to get my news or what have you. I don't really care, you know, if they use my tweets to train some AI or whatever. I'm just not going to post anything valuable to me on Twitter. I'll just be like, hey guys, here's where I'm at. Here's where I'm making. Bye-bye. You know? Hey, Psychonus, welcome. First time cool stream. We're at the tail end of one right now. The friggin' packet, yo. Yeah, that's not how you reach their minds. I will go wherever the Japanese artists are. Yeah, that's... If I didn't have Twitter, I wouldn't be able to keep up with Sweary's antics, and then I wouldn't have any material. Miss Foo88 says, sucks ass, I can't see new updates on Twitter without having an account. I'll never ever do that shit. You can catch me on Instagram, but that's part of the metaverse. It's not much better over there. You can always catch up on the cool stream. You can ask me whatever you want. MD Chaos Discord. Yeah, Discord has its own problems. Like, guys, every single social media platform is its own hellscape, its own layer of purgatory. There's not a perfect one out there. Unless you, like, go back to IRC or something like that. I don't know. I don't think there's a perfect one out there. You're either feeding some corporate entity some of your data. Something of yours is going to leak. You're participating in a business model you may not have consented to or know you're consenting to. You really gotta, I'm not saying like be blind to these things, but you kind of gotta put your head in a hole and focus on what you're using it for. And for me, it's just marketing. That's really all it comes down to. Trying to communicate with people. And as long as you're a good person, you know, you don't fucking ruin somebody's day, I think it's fine. All right, let's do this. God, 1900 HP. That's not good. That's not good. That's not good. This is a real deal boss battle, and I did not upgrade my ship, and I'm not prepared for this shit. But let's do it anyway. This is a real deal boss battle, guys. We're gonna ram it. I did not prepare for this shit, but we're gonna give it our best. Okay, okay, get out of there, get out of there. Boom! Oh no! Woo! Narrowly avoided disaster. Okay, we're gonna take out the main one. The other ships aren't doing anything. Oh, there's one attack. Okay, good luck on that one, bud. He was out of focus there. Ram it! Prepare to board. Alright. Required channel name says, make your own website, turn a blind eye to the metrics entirely, and trust in your ability to make something people will go out of their way to until you realize that less than 1% of the people are willing to do that. Required channel name. You nailed it. You nailed it. Okay, I've heard everyone like, make your own cottage website, you know, go to these places, you know, go independently publish your work, do this and that. You're going to get buried. You will be buried. No one will ever know you exist. I am not saying this to be mean, but it's true. Do not waste your time. I know people that have like spent $20,000 on shitty websites, you know, like, what is that? Like GoDaddy affairs and stuff like that. Just like basic website, like basic HTML websites, you know, spent $20,000 and then had to host their own servers and other crap like that and just got nowhere with it because like they don't have the SEO in their favor at all. Okay. Every good domain has been purchased. Every word has almost been used. Okay. The time to be doing that was like late 90s, early 2000s domain sitting, right? But doing anything from a cottage level, from like an independent level on the internet, it is so hard to get users to migrate or to break away from the matrix, you know, break away from the ecosystem that they're used to. You gotta let your ego die here for a minute. But what it comes down to is the average user is used to like maybe 1 to 2 clicks at max. They need an application that's like a button press, okay? Take me to the thing. Even on YouTube, say somebody subscribed to you, getting them to go to your home page and click on a playlist or click on your videos or see the other things you make is so hard to do, okay? Now you got to tell them to go to, like, first be aware that you got a website, that you've created, like, you know, your Cinemassacre or something like that, right? To tell them that it exists. And then, like, what are you going to do? Are you going to host your own content? Are you going to have the bandwidth for that? Or are you going to go through a third party like Vimeo and upload shit to Vimeo and then embed it? Like, what are you doing? I know people who do that and have, like, you know, a nice loyal fan base and stuff, but the scope of things is the audience is not addicted, but they're used to the big monoliths. So they're used to your YouTubes. They use the Google search algorithms or the search engines. They're trapped in ecosystems, right? So you are reaching generations who've only grown up inside of the Google ecosystem. So if you go independent, you are essentially, if you, like, you know, divorce yourself. I had this guy. There's this guy I know who I love to death. Friend of the channel, Olalilia. If you guys know who Olalilia is, Platform Masters, Bubsy 3D, that sort of thing. Olalilia, I used to talk to him all the time back in the day. I haven't caught up with him in like a year, but I used to talk to him all the time, and he was sick and tired of YouTube and Google. He didn't want to have, like, I think the big thing was he didn't want to have a Google Plus account. And he decided to, like, boycott YouTube entirely because he hated Google Plus. And in his defense, he was absolutely right. Google Plus entered that Google graveyard where they have all those depreciated apps real quick. And so he boycotted it and he never returned. And God bless him. I respect his choice to do it. But it essentially kneecapped his growth and discovery for almost ever. Like, until people started making documentaries on Olalilia and like, you know, little drama videos and stuff like that, it essentially stifled all of his chance at growth and being able to sustain himself because he was making his money from YouTube. And I don't know. I think I'm not blaming him, but I'm saying, like, people who set out on their own, you have to have a substantially big fan base. We're talking in the millions, because if you look at any million sub channel, okay, just pick one out of the hat that's been around for a bit. Maybe they'll pull in, like, say they have, like, I don't know, 1 million subs or whatever. Maybe they'll pull in 100,000 per video, okay? In the grand scope of things, that's about 10% of their audience, right? Sometimes they'll have like 4 million subs or whatever, and they'll get like 90,000 or less. I've seen like channels just completely dry up because their audience, you know, grows up or they go somewhere else. You know, subs aren't really a good metric to measure things by. But if you're fortunate enough to be in that position to have millions of subs, you're probably lucky to get 10% of people to even watch you on YouTube. To even get other people to migrate to another platform, even less. Okay, probably 1 to 2%, if I'm being generous. It's just how things go. Human nature. Slewdag says, do YouTube community posts work as social media? I mean, kinda. they're so oversaturated now that I feel that many people don't read them. Shorts have kind of dominated YouTube's search rankings more than anything, and I don't post any like short form content. All right, I got the summoning. I can summon the sharks now, which is really cool. This is in the demo. This is not spoilers. It's in the demo. All right, folks. I think that's a good spot to stop. I'm going to give my shout outs. We're here in the Red Room again. How you doing, folks? I've been Hikiko. Thanks so much for watching the cool stream. As I said, in April, I'm going to have a lot more time to stream, probably more of a regular streaming schedule, so I hope this nearly 4-hour stream will tide you over. Cool Stream playlist is where you can find the archives of the show for now, until I like build a second channel or something. I appreciate all the support on the Rainy Woods video. If you haven't, go check out my most recent upload. Upvote it, leave a comment, anything you can do to juice that video. Much appreciated. We got a lot of generous donations in here tonight and some gifted memberships. Thank you so much always for that. Check out Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. There's a demo on everything. I guarantee you're going to like it. If you showed up, chances are you like it. Happy to see you all. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.